Are you threatening my bunghole? Welcome to the Disarrangement, hosted by the two coolest cats around, Austin Blakely and Nick Branscombe. Prepare to get disarranged.
Come on, come all, for what writes and undulates in your ears is not for the faint of heart. Behold, this is the Disarrangement with your host, Austin Blakely and Nick Branscombe. How's it hanging, Nick?
Greetings, friends of Earth and beyond. I am good.
Oh, you're very good?
Yes.
Just a little bit good?
I'm like 77%
Adjust your
good.
camera just a little bit, just to make it, maybe. Hey, everybody. That happened in real time. You said you're 77%
77% good.
Just 77.
Yeah.
So interesting story, Nick. I went out the other day and well, Steph made me go out, but I went to the store to get her Sprite. So do you buy Sprite in 6-packs or 12-packs?
Most of the time 12.
12?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I thought was so interesting, because I went out. She told me to get a 6-pack of Sprite, which I was like, why don't I just get the 12 or whatever? But anyway, so to pick up 6 cans of Sprite, and I realized I got 7-Up.
Good Lord. Eric's over there like, damn.
Bad dad joke. That was a bad delivery. I could have done that better too.
I liked it. It was good.
I could have done way better. I think I was supposed to say I picked 7-Up instead, and I just didn't. But anyways, we have an awesome guest today, as we have in the past 10 episodes, 12 episodes, 11 episodes. This is 12, episode 12. But we have an awesome guest today. It's Mr. Eric Mears. Ha ha ha.
What's going on, guys? Happy to be here.
Yeah. I'm glad you're here, man.
This is gonna be fun.
Yeah, and we were supposed to have an extra guest that was supposed to be a surprise guest, but he's taking care of a cat instead. So
taking care of his pussy.
Which it's fine. It's fine. I mean, kitties
Gotta
need
keep
taken
it
care of. Yeah, got to keep them pretty.
Yeah.
Well, it was
it's his friend.
It's his friend's cat. I guess he went out of town or whatever, and
Right.
he's got
Cat sitting.
He's helping out a little bit. But anyways,
What a nice guy.
Yeah, what a nice fella. So how you been, Eric?
I've been good, man. I've been good. Just, trying to stay busy.
Just staying busy?
Yeah.
Life treating you good at least?
Yeah.
That's
Life
good.
hasn't been too bad. Summer's this last month has been a little hectic. I've got my 11-year-old niece has been staying at the house for a few days, and we're getting ready to go to the beach and do a big family thing.
You're about to. Someone's gonna have to take care of your cats. You have cats?
Yeah, I do.
You have cats?
I have a cat. We're only going to be gone for 2 days. She'll be fine.
Oh,
But-
yeah.
but
She knows
Clean
where a
litter
box
boxes.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, clean litter box and some food. She'll be all right.
Yeah.
I don't know how long Tyler's gone. But anyways, do you have any other animals? Just while we're on the subject.
I have a 9-foot boa.
Oh, you got an 9-foot
Wow.
boa.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
He's a big boy.
Speaking of boas, my mom had a family friend, and I never got their last names, but all I knew them as is Rick and Mickey. That's which sounds like a cartoon, kind of like Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
But they had all types of damn reptiles, man.
Yeah.
And they had a breeding pair of boas named Elvis and Priscilla, and they were huge.
Cool.
They almost never came out. They were in probably terrariums that were almost as long as that wall, like separated.
Yeah.
And then occasionally they get put together and stuff. But like, I don't know how they moved in those. They were huge.
I've got I call him Rocky because he's a Balboa.
Rocky.
Yeah.
I like it.
I've got him in a big cage that would probably go from the wall to the door jamb over there.
Yeah.
And it's like
Sure.
this tall.
Does
and,
it look like
this
he's filling it out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually too small for him. Like he's
that's
a big
what I
snake,
felt
so-
like for them. Like it looked very small, but I think they got him out frequently. So it's like it's not that big of a deal if you're handling them, or letting them kind of run
What
around.
made you want to go to the route of having a snake for a pet? You just like it, more exotic animals like that?
The way they move has always fascinated me.
Yeah.
How do you do anything when you don't have any arms?
No arms.
How do you do anything, man? And watching him eat is like one of my favorite things.
Dude, I've seen some crazy videos of a snake just just like slowly kind of digesting like an alligator. Like I'm like, good God,
That's some
like
wild stuff out there, man.
It took me getting bit by a snake to respect it.
Oh yeah.
So what I mean, like I was scared for a long time, and then when I got bit, I was like, you know what? I think I'm cool with these animals. I kind of understood them a little more.
And it's crazy. They're like any other creature out there, but because they're just a rope, you've got to read the.
They're just a
it's
rope.
It's harder to read their body language.
Definitely.
But if you can read their body language, and even better, have some sort of relationship with one, then you will come to understand them on a very different level.
Yeah,
it's not
I've
most
always
people
liked them because they're chill.
Yeah, but
they're real laid
for
back.
the most part, they're pretty misunderstood. You know, so like I've always liked them. I've always thought they were cool. I know all kinds of stuff about them, and then I got one, and then I really learned all kinds of stuff. You know, and I've had them since 2007.
Oh shit!
Oh my gosh!
He's been with you for
and
a while.
and I got him when he was about 18 inches long. Just when he was
your
probably
first snake,
only a few months old, you know, maybe 6 months old. And and I got him, and I've had him since 2007. And what year is it? It's
2022.
How
Holy
long do
shit.
they typically live?
In captivity, 25, maybe 30 years.
Oh,
tops.
okay, that's longer than I was thinking.
Yeah. They live a long time, and I've had them for, I guess, about 15 now, and
hopefully 10
I'll
more.
have them for 10 to 15 more.
Yeah. You said you like watching him eat. Like what does he typically
He
eat?
eats live rats.
Oh,
They're
okay.
about the size of my forearm. There, see that?
Like a
That's about
legit
how big it is.
rat.
Yeah, like
You gotta
legit.
feed 'em rats.
Not quite a New York rat, but close.
Yeah.
So you don't go to like PetSmart and get like fancy
No,
rats
you can't
or
get
nothing like
you
that?
can't get those kinds of things at PetSmart. Like one time, I've found a couple of places where you go and you buy. They call them breeders, and they're bred to be fed to things that eat rodents. You know, as pets, and
You gotta find someone to
yeah,
breed
you've got to. I mean, you got to be able to feed them too. You know, so like, and there's only a couple of places that will sell them for that specifically. But if you go to PetSmart and tell them, "Hey, I've got a snake and I need something for it," they'll be like, "Get out."
Yeah. They're not okay with that.
They're not. They really aren't. But
Man, I like rats too. So like
they can be cool pets.
I've lived with rats. So rats are very similar to cats.
Really?
Like once if you get an intelligent one, let me say that. If you get an intelligent one, some of them can just be assholes because they don't know anything.
Yeah.
But like the one I lived with, my roommate had one, and this rat legit, like straight up would follow him around the house.
Yeah.
Like just like actually more like a little puppy dog, but like would occasionally sleep with him. We never had to worry about him like wanting to get out. He never if Kyle wasn't there.
Yeah, he knew his humans and he was ready to chill.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean he was cool with us, but he followed Kyle around. Like he followed Kyle to the bathroom.
That's cool. It's weird, man. You can have a relationship with any kind of animal out there. It's wild. And
but it was funny
you know,
to see him King Kong
as,
too. You know?
As Americans, we're just like cats and dogs.
Yeah. I see all these videos all the time of like people, you know, having a domesticated tiger or something
Puma
like
or
something walking around in their house, and I know like you said, you can have a relationship with any animal, but if like somebody invited me, we might have talked about this before on the pod, but if somebody invited me to their house and like they had like a pet tiger in there, I'd probably be a little like worrisome still. Like
no, that's fair.
It's
That's
a
totally
tiger.
fair.
Nobody can unlock the cage, right? Like it ain't getting let out or anything, right?
Yeah.
I'm cool. I'm cool with most animals, but snakes in particular. It was one of those. I was scared because my family, like a lot of my family, was scared.
Oh yeah,
like they had like legitimate fears of snakes.
And phobias are one thing. Phobias are real, but other than that, they're a lot of people are scared of them for no reason, just because they don't understand them. You know,
like I got bit by a corn snake for the first time, and that it honestly felt like Velcro up against my hand. Yeah. And not that a bigger snake wouldn't do worse damage, but I'm just trying to say.
Did he hold on or just hit you?
He just hit me.
Yeah.
And that's I think that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what it was, is if he would have held on, that would have been different. He was saying, leave me alone.
Yeah.
He wasn't saying like, fuck you, I'm going to eat you.
And if you had read the body language sooner, he would have been, would have been, oh, you're trying to tell me to leave you alone. I'm going to go ahead and do that.
Exactly.
Well, that's what I was going to ask too. Like, so like say, like a king cobra or something. So that's not ever really a snake that you ever want to just walk up onto.
No,
right?
no. I mean,
Like,
generally
think you
speaking,
really
you don't
train
want to walk
poisonous
up on
snakes.
anything venomous like
right?
that.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's there's people out there that do it, and if you know what you're doing, you can get away with it. And
Yeah.
I remember this one time I saw this one video of this guy who's in a pit of king cobras, and he's just like doing his thing, tending to them, and one like bites at this burlap sack he has in his hand, and he turns around and just like smacks the shit out of it right on the top of its head.
Oh,
Sent the snake
damn,
down
that's
to the
a
ground,
brave
and then,
soul.
and then he slithered away. I was like, that
Dude,
dude's
King
got
Cobra's
big brass
just-
ones,
yeah,
man. Good
big
God.
King Cobras just look badass. Like
Yeah.
they just
super menacing with that
yeah,
hood
yeah,
and the hiss
yeah.
and shit. Yeah.
Like their whole top head is just like up, and the rest of their body's like on
Yeah.
the ground. That's a pretty intense looking
Yeah.
snake right there.
But I've been bit by Rocky a couple of times when he was younger, and when they're younger, they don't know any better, so
Yeah.
they will bite at everything. And I learned other things along the way too. Like generally speaking, you have a snake as a pet, it's maybe not the best idea to feed them in the cage they live in.
Yeah,
And
it's
I've
gonna
been
get a
doing,
little messy.
and I've been doing that for his whole life. Not only does it get messy, but he wonders if you're feeding him every time you open his cage. You know what
That's
I'm
a
saying?
good
So like,
point.
Oh,
there's,
okay.
you know, and
Now,
there's,
I never knew this. My buddy, I think it was Cody Duncan's snake. He had a ball python,
right.
but
Those
he
are
would
good pets.
he would take him to the tub.
Yeah.
To the tub. So and that may have been why.
That's
It's
exactly
like take
why.
him to the tub.
Yeah.
Now he knows he's getting fed.
Yeah.
That makes a whole lot of damn sense. I just never asked questions.
Yeah.
But he only got little rat. I think he still got that snake. But he got like little
Yeah. Ball
mice.
pythons live a long time too. But yeah, dude, I've always loved snakes, man. And I was like, if I'm going to have a snake, I want to get a snake.
You gotta go
know,
like a snake.
Yeah.
The
And,
biggest one.
and you know, he's my dude, man. And like, he's not sweet and cuddly like a dog or a cat, but like I have a relationship with him and he knows me. I've been handling him his whole life. And
Yeah.
and he's cute as hell too, because he's got this perfect little handlebar mustache and a soul patch right on his
that's
and his
badass.
markings. He looks like
Nice.
Doc Holliday, dude.
That's so cool.
And it works out great because red-tailed boas are actually the fastest striking constrictors in the world.
Really?
Yeah,
And
pow,
and he's
and
got
it's-
the Doc Holliday.
yeah, and it's
like,
quicker.
awesomeness.
It's quicker than you can even perceive it, dude. Like you can watch it happen, and the next thing you know, he's already done it. You know what I
Dang.
mean? Like it's that fast. And I love watching him do it. But when he was younger, you know, he jumped at me a couple of times, and I got bit a couple of times. But he, as they get older, they'll you know become more docile and chill out and understand their you know their environment and their people and how they get fed and how they get the cage cleaned every so often, and you know they get conditioned to it.
Yeah.
And but he's a cool dude, man. I like him a lot.
Yeah. Well, that is really cool. You said that. I'm trying to look up. I met a reptile. I think it was 3 weeks ago that I had never heard of until now. But it's one. It's a pet.
Really?
But it's one from South Africa. I just can't remember what it's called. There it is. It ain't just called a spiny-tailed lizard. Is it an agamid? No. Anyways, I think it looked like this one. I just I want to know what it was.
South Africa. Damn.
Yeah, it's from South Africa. The cool thing about the lizard is since it's so desertous, it doesn't eat anything. It's a complete herbivore.
Right.
So it doesn't eat like bugs or anything, but it's literally a couch potato. Like it's straight up a couch potato.
That's
and I was
awesome.
like, I almost wanted it if I didn't have cats. I'm pretty sure that was a picture of it. I don't know what it's called. This thing. And it's just like a fat, it's kind of like a slow, fat, bearded dragon.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it's like.
Right.
Morocco?
They got that big old
There
thick
it-
tail though.
Is a Euramask? Your mastics. There we go. Your mastics.
Nailed it.
If you ever get to hang out with one of those, I kid you not, it does nothing. Like you could literally set it in a sitting position on your couch and it just
Oh, that's where those memes come from.
Yeah,
Okay.
it just
I got it
chills,
now.
man. And like it'll occasionally move, but they're very slow.
Right.
They're
Where did you meet this animal at?
it was actually at the flea market.
Oh, okay.
It was actually at the flea market. So it was one of those things where I just walked down and I'm like, oh, it's the same people who always have the same pets and blah blah
Right.
blah. But they are the ones that showed me a water dragon for the first time, and I'd never seen one. And I was kind of like, well, I'll take a look just because they always have something interesting. But they had about 4 of them, and he was just, it was one of those things where he was playing with something else, and then
Right.
I saw it, and I was just like, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
And he's just like, this is a lizard that has been brought over here from South Africa, but the thing is, you just kind of feed it lettuce. Or anything like a watery,
Celery or anything like that.
Only
cucumbers.
Can you imagine only eating lettuce your whole
Very
life?
watery,
gotta
fibery foods. Like that's all
Honestly,
they eat.
sometimes I wish I could just eat lettuce all the time.
Yeah.
It would make
That's your
everything
only
so
food.
easy.
Yeah.
Make life so much
I'm
easier.
hungry. Okay,
Grab
done.
it.
Like,
You know what? Not to get too off topic, but so the other night, me and my girlfriend had like steak for dinner, and we bought asparagus to go with it. But
Nice.
I mean, it was like a huge,
I'm not big on
bundle of it.
asparagus.
Yeah.
it was a huge
not?
thing of asparagus,
I
and
just can't do it.
so we asparagus.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
love
big on
asparagus, too.
asparagus.
Me too, man.
But so we made like half of the stock, I guess is what you would call it.
Half the bundle or whatever it
Yeah,
was.
and so the other half was in my fridge, and I was thinking about cooking it earlier today and like saving it for dinner later, but I decided to go with something else. But anyways,
Yeah,
I had
popcorn.
I had popcorn instead.
Smart food.
Yeah, shout out. But I had the rest of the asparagus in my hand, and I thought, I'm just because I've never tried it. I'd never tried it raw before, so I was like, I'm just gonna eat one and just see what it tastes like raw.
I don't think
Honestly,
I've tried it raw either.
it honestly tastes. It didn't taste bad.
Maybe I should try it raw. I like mostly raw vegetables. I
Really?
don't eat a whole lot of cooked vegetables, honestly.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm
dude-
very much. I eat like 2 or 3 cucumbers every day. Like that's my thing. Well, I've been doing the keto thing, so.
Oh, right, yeah.
So cucumbers is one of the easy kind of snack. It's kind of like my substitute. Like Nick eats a lot of carrots. Like
Right.
he'll eat raw carrots. Well, I
do
did
like
that-
raw carrots.
I did that too, but that's kind of how I'm doing it. Is the cucumber just does the same crunch thing,
Right.
and then it tastes fine to me, so I'm happy
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah.
But you take some asparagus, like cook it in the oven, and put some like butter on top, and like some of that
Yeah,
canola
roast it.
oil or
That's
whatever.
the way to go, man.
Oh,
I love eating it that way. That and zucchini and squash
Dude.
and all those.
Zucchini
Yes.
and squash, I do like cooked.
Saute the shit out of them things.
Yep.
Tastes amazing.
Or like fried squash,
yes.
which is horrible for you, but
I actually
it tastes great.
I just got down on some fried eggplant the other day. That shit
Fried
was
eggplant?
amazing.
I've
Yeah.
never,
I don't know if I've ever had that.
I don't think I've ever eaten eggplant at all.
Take one and you slice it up, and then you do flour, egg, and breadcrumbs, and then do a little in some oil. Yeah,
like a sear
yeah,
pan or
yeah.
something.
It doesn't take long. It's just amazing.
What if you had to compare an eggplant to something like what would it kind of compare to? If there was something to compare it to.
That's a good question.
Taste.
That's a good question, man.
Does it look? What is
Nick's
it?
been eating eggplant his entire life.
Oh, that's an eggplant. Oh shit.
No,
Wait, let me.
Only on the phone screen.
I just never thought about it. Like I've always seen eggplants at the grocery store,
Yeah.
and I've just never thought about like,
It's probably a
man,
less.
I really need to try that.
From what
Yeah.
you just said, it's probably a less popular thing now because it's so many. It's just used for dicks now. So
Yeah.
Big old giant
But
dog.
the actual vegetable is amazing if you can get a hold
If you
of some
cook it
good
right.
stuff. Yeah, we actually grew it in the garden, so it came out.
Oh,
It was
okay.
like
it almost
real
kind of
good.
looks like do you ever eat like water chestnuts?
Yeah, it almost kind of looks like the
Yeah, I
inside
could
of that,
see it being
but it's
sorta like that.
soft
Oh, okay.
on the inside. It's
gotcha.
softer on the inside.
So it's like a softer water chestnut.
yeah, it's like it's the closest thing I could think to compare it to on the inside on the inside might be like a tomato, but it's not. It doesn't
not
go
so acidic.
that hard.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Not so acidic. Or,
yeah, and that not quite so liquidy and and it's kind
it's
of
like the firm
a,
bits of a tomato.
Yeah, and it's got the texture almost of like a flaky biscuit, but it's not flaky. Like
Oh,
it's
that's
weird.
interesting.
It's weird, but it's good, man. It's good. I
I'll
like
have to
it.
try one.
Maybe I need to try some eggplant because if it tastes like a biscuit and a tomato, I'll be happy. I'm
Yeah.
not saying it tastes like that, but, but texture wise,
Yeah,
like
no.
I'm cool. I miss biscuits, man. I miss biscuits. So how did we get here? Oh, weird lizard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I wonder what their actual purpose are. Just because I completely forgot about it. Aim the member species, blah blah blah. It's a member of the spiny-tailed lizards, but occasionally eats insects and other small animals. Ooh. But yeah, primarily herbivore. So, but yeah, I think they're in rocky areas, but it doesn't say like. I didn't even know these could be. Maybe they're not supposed to be your pet. Maybe they're not supposed to be your pet. Well, I don't know. That guy had 4 of them, and they all seemed really happy.
I don't know if I trust the flea market very much for pets. Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe
yeah, I would have to agree with that. But you know what you can count on it for? Ninja stars.
Ninja stars, knives. What else?
Sure, you'd be able to find a bong there.
yeah, bunch of bongs.
You can go.
Steph found a bunch of witchy stuff there.
You can go visit our buddy Jeremy Childress. He does the vintage video games.
Retro gaming. Yeah, I follow him on Facebook, dude. And I'm like,
he found.
If I had the money, I'd be at his place every time.
I know, right?
I bought a Wii from him last year.
Nice.
He found one of the PS1 portable bundles.
Nice, yeah, I saw that.
I think it was last week.
Was that the one that had the pull-up screen on it?
Yeah, man.
Dude, I thought that was so cool.
Case with controllers and shit. I'm like, I need that.
When I was a kid, like I saw that as a kid, and I was like,
That's amazing.
Revolutionary.
Yes.
This is some revolutionary shit right here.
That's the kind of shit you take on a car ride.
Yeah.
And plug it up to the fucking cigarette lighter.
Yeah. That shit was so cool.
That would be badass to have PlayStation on the road, man. Yeah. But yes, I think I went to, because I've been doing a lot of reselling here lately. So I think I went to the flea market just to see what was there, because I hadn't been in so long. But what we figured out is that it's all kind of normal business now. Yeah. I don't think there's anything flea about that market.
Oh.
I think it's just like everybody's like got something they're doing.
Yeah.
Whereas before, like, I felt like a bunch of people were just finding shit and just packing their booths.
Yeah.
And it's not like that anymore.
Yeah,
like
no, I see the dude that makes the leather cowboy boots and
there's a lot of handmade
t-shirts
shit now.
And jewelry. Yeah, I see all kinds of stuff.
There's a lot.
It's been a while since I've been, but it did seem like it was.
It's more niche now than it used to be. Where I was hoping to find
it's going
like a
more
bunch of
boutique
garage
than
sale.
flea market.
Yeah, more boutique. That's a great way of putting it. Still fun. I still had a great time.
Go walking in the flea market looking for just some just okay shit. You walk out bougie as fuck.
Bougie.
Like
they were actually making some like copper jewelry like in there by hand as it letting you visually watch it, and that shit was cool as fuck. I'll tell you the best part though, which is horrible. You don't even have to go inside. If anybody knows Cook's Flea Market, there's a guy outside, and you're kind of sketched out to buy anything from him, but at the same time, he's making these donuts that are absolutely incredible. The best damn donuts. Well, other than like a Krispy Kreme or something like that. Yeah. But they're these mini donuts.
Nothing beats a hot and ready. Dude.
Yeah, nothing beats
a hot
that.
And ready.
but he's making these little I don't know what they even call them. They're these tiny donuts. And I think you can get like 6 of them for like $3.
Yeah,
and it's stupid not to because they're incredible.
Yeah,
they're incredible.
Oh yeah, they're great.
And it's one. And he's like, as he's ringing to somebody, or as he's like making somebody else's order, he's like taking yours.
Right.
Yeah. Like he's doing it all by himself. And kudos to you, man. Keep making those damn donuts. Kudos to you. But anyways, is there anything fun and interesting other than the snake at this point?
Yeah, no, we're gonna do the shameless plug right now, man. I'm ready to
do it, man.
Got that going on. Pretty excited about that one.
Yeah,
it's probably one of the better ideas I've ever had.
Yeah. Yes. So last year, this band that he has now was just getting started. They're called Ready Set Radio. Great name, by the way.
Great name.
Thank you.
I haven't seen y'all yet, but I've heard so many good things. I need to catch y'all.
So
Needham really hyped y'all up. Where I'm like, I need to go catch.
Needham. Well, here's how much. Guy to be my guy. He's good at that.
Here's how good they are. Like so, they were looking for gigs, and because they were just starting. And Terrible Twos, the band I play in, was playing at Foothills Grill and Tavern King. Shout out. And,
Shout out.
And they were, or they were, I might have actually been James. I don't know if it was you, but I think James approached me and was like, hey man, if there's any shows we can jump on, like let us know. And I said,
I think that was him. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, well, we have this show at Foothills. We could probably make that happen. And so we got them on the bill, and then they came and played. And now Foothills is kind of a small place, so changeover was like a little, a little weird.
It was,
but
it was intimate.
Dude, they started playing and like just tight as hell. And then the singer Julie, which she also plays keyboards and bass.
We
I
all
heard y'all
like that.
switch around.
Yeah,
all
they
switch
switch
around,
a lot,
which
and
I dig.
And so all y'all are great. And then she starts singing, and her voice was so good.
God, that voice, man.
So good. I remember Eric kept saying that he was going to be out of a job soon because her voice was so good. Because they all sing too in the band as well.
Well, that's a good thing too.
Man. Yeah, it depends on the song, because we've only got the four of us, and we try to be as genuine about the song. Like, it's got to be super recognizable right off the bat, But that doesn't mean that we don't do it our own way,
right.
Exactly. So like, it's super. You'll recognize the song right off the bat, but we do it our way, and depending on what the song needs the most, we'll dictate who's playing what and who's singing it, and then
when it may, I guess if for example, for a song that you're singing in, you might have a more intimate relationship with that song, versus everybody else. So it may be better for you. to sing
like
and feel it.
I don't remember if we played these that night or not, but "Black" by Pearl Jam is one of my favorite songs to sing ever. I love singing that song, and I'm an Eddie Vedder and Pearl Jam fan, but I also get the joke where there's how many songs are on that one record where he doesn't actually sing a word.
Yeah,
just like
they're just some weird noises. Hey, dude, I'm listening to it too, man.
Yeah,
I'm right there with you. So.
But "Black" is one of my favorites, dude, and I get to let it all out for that song. You know what I mean? And then I was like, I want to do that song, and then Julie turned around and she was like, I want to do "If I Ain't Got You" by Alicia Keys, and my God, dude.
Yeah.
Whoo!
That's the best thing. That's the best thing if everybody's like,
sing. Yeah.
Everybody's kind of hitting on different cylinders, but really giving their all into what they care about, and then everybody can kind of back that up and support it.
Yeah. And everybody in the band is a heavy hitter, dude. Like we are all multi-instrumentalists.
That's so badass.
Floaty doesn't sing, but he's quick with a joke, very witty.
Yeah.
So like he's still got to have a microphone anyway. But like, and so we've always got harmonies and whatever else we've got going on, and then whatever song is next, we'll switch instruments, and while we're switching, the dead air is made up with the radio shtick, with Smeg filling in as the DJ doing his thing. Oh, you're listening to 103.7.
Yeah,
which is fucking cool.
Yeah. And I thought we didn't have all the ideas right away, but this is what it has evolved into. And we started doing a bunch of research, and we were like, dude, I don't think anybody's ever done this before.
No,
I've never.
That's really unique.
And all we wanted to do was we just wanted to be more than just a band up there playing songs. And we that's the meat of it. We're a cover band, but you start with that, and you got to make sure that you're really good at that. And we did that, and then we were like, all right, now let's slap a heavy gimmick on it, dude.
Yeah.
Like, what can we do?
And it's straight up a radio show.
Yeah, it's something that makes
it's a live radio.
It makes you more than just a band up there playing songs. It turns it into theater as opposed to just a cover band. And
it's a whole act.
We've gotten a great response, man. We have not played a show yet where somebody wasn't like, "Are you guys actually broadcasting live?"
Yeah.
It's all legit.
The night that they opened up for us too, if it tells you anything, like, they were so good, like they had most of a lot of the crowd left after they got done. And then but then the owners were so impressed, Robin and Ty, they had them back the very next Saturday.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
The very next week, yeah.
They played their own show, then, and I don't think I was able to make it, but I heard it went really well.
Yeah, it did go well. That was a good show. It was nice for us because that was just starting out, and it was our first show together where it was just us, or it was just our show, you know, like not that you aren't awesome and I would do it any time, but like I don't always want to share the stage with somebody. I was ready to have it for myself and have it for us, and we got to do it, and it went over really well. And you know, we brought, even for coming out to King from Winston, it's not that far, but like it's hard to get people to come out that far too.
Exactly.
But we did good, and you know, and then I talked to Robin. It's been a little while, and the last I heard from them was something about, they were talking about a new spot, and then I ended up getting hooked up over at Brewer's Kettle and the Alibi in Thomasville. And so like we kind of started trying to get the snowball rolling, and then COVID got in the way again, and
of course,
know, so like, cause that's what it does.
As it does.
Yeah.
As it does.
But we're working on it, man, and it's not, I feel like as long as we don't stop, we'll be able to make some cool big stuff happen. You know?
Yeah,
That's
like,
awesome.
Definitely.
We've got some big dreams for it.
So you've played at the Alibi in Thomasville?
Yeah.
I've got a gig up there Saturday with a band that I've never played with before, and I'm learning. Learning a set. It's going to be completely ridiculous. But well, that they presented it as a paid practice, so I was like, well, okay, so they'll decide if they like me or not.
Right.
But either way, I get a little bit of money. But the interesting, I just wanted to ask, how's that place? Because I didn't even know it was there.
I love it, man. It's my kind of place. You know,
Okay.
like it's not the worst dive ever, but it's not a nice bar either.
It's a
you know,
dive.
it's
I
like
kind of like that too.
Yeah,
man.
I love that place. It's greasy. You know what I mean? I love
like
that
it.
place.
I
I love
like
it.
I
I really
want
do.
to say I've played there, but like it was called something different.
Yeah.
If I'm thinking,
I didn't
of the
even
same
know there was a
location.
place in Thomasville.
Yeah.
that played live music.
As far as I know, it wasn't. It's not new, but it's only been
Maybe new
around for a little
management
bit.
or-
You know, yeah. I don't know who had it, if at all, before, what it was before. But Glenn is the guy now, and he's good people, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, him and his
Norm-
wife, him
Norm
and his
did
wife
play,
run the place, and
Right. Well, Norm did play a show in Thomasville like several years ago. Remember when we played on that trailer?
Yeah, that was for a festival, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was
so
in
we played at a
Thomasville. It was in that
festival.
same area.
yeah.
Okay. It's
Pretty
right
sure.
down there.
And Thomasville used to have a place way back in the day, the Sound Vent. I don't know if you remember that.
Sound van, I don't
Is that
remember
before your
either.
guys' time?
Probably. It doesn't sound familiar. to me.
But that place was awesome too. And
So Thomasville actually has some good music
vent.
places.
Yeah, I missed the Sound Vent a lot. The Sound Vent was cool as hell.
The Sound vent.
Yeah.
Someone needs to bring that back. That's a cool name.
Tell you what, I feel like where we all got some of our first gig exposure was some Sweat.
Yeah,
Somewhere else
good old
Tavern.
Sweat.
Good old
Oh
Sweat.
yeah. You talk about
R.I.P.
yeah. Talk about a place. You know, you said the Alibi was greasy. Like
Yeah.
the Sweat was kind of the same way.
Oh
It
my
was-
god, dude!
In a good
If-
way. you
If
know.
the Alibi is greasy, Sweat was the grease trap.
Yeah, Sweat
'Cause,
was an
damn.
interesting place. I really, I'll be honest with you, I don't know how that place ran as long as it did.
Because
But-
Burley's somehow a genius. That
Yeah,
they
just a
know,
genius.
Yeah, he's the best businessman around here. Like, honestly.
But no kidding though, like as a starting musician without that place, dude,
Where else do you go?
there's
Yeah.
nowhere to start.
Yeah.
There's none, or at least around here.
Yeah.
You know, nowhere to establish your name, but like they would always be willing,
Yeah.
you know, to take you on. And then if you were shitty, you know, you may not, they may not answer the phone no more.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you know, that never happened to, it sounds like any of us. So, you know, if without that, I don't know where I'd
And
be. you know?
and the next smallest places are like that we have now would be like Blind Tiger, and
And that's not, I wouldn't consider that
it's not
small,
it's,
really.
It's not really, but that's
But-
the next smallest
yeah.
place. Like there's nothing that small anymore until you start talking about the kinds of places that you play, like breweries and
kinda
places like
restaurants.
that or whatever.
Yeah,
Downtown.
you're just talking about
and-
strictly like just live
Venue.
music venues.
yeah, having
yeah.
live music, because like that's that's what we're
Yeah,
that's
that's
what
the
we're talking about
idea.
doing. You know, like
I mean,
we
well,
wanna have
they
that,
brought
so-
they brought Ziggy's back.
Yeah,
So-
and
Which
High
is cool.
Point. Greg's got
Yeah.
some new place going over there. I haven't been there yet. I'd love to go check it out.
Yeah, I haven't.
But
I haven't been to that.
I was going to
Ziggy's
mention
yet.
that one, and then Blind Tiger, and then I guess Ramcat.
Ramcat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
And You can't get into any of those places as a
really
starting
hard.
musician.
There's
Like
really hard.
There's Cone Denim in Greensboro.
Oh, Cone Denim. That was interesting. Is it still there?
Yeah.
Is it still there? Okay. I just
think-
haven't
yeah.
paid attention.
There's a band playing there coming up or something. They're doing something. Yeah, I don't see them like they don't seem to be as active, but it's still there. They still do stuff.
Right.
But yeah,
That was a cool place.
Yeah.
It's like a theater.
It's
really.
been a long time since I've been there, but
Yeah, we got lucky enough to open up for Tremonti there one time, and that was really fun.
Oh yeah.
But that's only I've been there twice. Well, that's the one time when we played, and then I went another time to watch Wayland, and they were opening up for Jackal.
Oh yeah, Wayland and Jackal.
Yeah, that was a good show. Seeing Jesse James Dupree just didn't annihilate a stool.
Chainsaw
Yeah.
solo. Chainsaw solo.
I don't know, dude. Like, where else would there be?
Venues, where are you?
Where are you at?
Where are you at?
What else is? Well, I mean, in downtown, I mean, like Winston, there's I don't know if you really put Bulls in that same category.
I wouldn't.
No,
That's just it's just another bar.
yeah.
You know? Like you wouldn't get many. I wouldn't expect that they do many original bands.
maybe break. Well, I was gonna say break time, but break time is a lot more cover bands.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
they have
a
a
lot
nice
more cover.
stage set up
Yeah.
and everything.
But to be a starting musician doing anything original, dude. Like,
Yeah.
that none of that's
Jumping-
gonna work.
right.
Yeah, jumping into break time's kind of interesting.
yeah.
Now there for a moment, the test pattern was kind of doing what like the Ziggy's Tavern was doing.
Yeah, I never
Yeah.
got into the test pattern.
The test pattern was small.
It's probably because
man.
none of us could fit
Yeah,
in
you
there.
could barely fit in
It
there.
was so small.
But it was cool what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
I mean, you felt like you had a packed house if there was 30 people there.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That's
Those are always
it. Kind of
great.
felt
Yeah.
good, you know. And for the most part, you know, if you're a band, you could probably get 30 people there, no matter what. So
But, one place I thought was always cool too, and didn't seem to last very long was Shiners. Remember Shiners? in
Shiners,
Greensboro?
Yeah.
I remember Shiners.
Yeah, that was a cool place.
Yeah, there's a lot of venues that are. Where are you venues?
It's this. I think it's this region, man. I think it's this
Maybe it's
region,
just
dude.
this
I don't know if anybody else has noticed, but if you pay attention to any of the like big tours that come through, and I'm not talking about the festivals. The festivals don't
Yeah,
count.
yeah.
But any of the big actual tours where it's just like 2-3 bands, big
Mm-hmm.
tours come through, they don't ever stop in North Carolina, man. Maybe Raleigh or Charlotte. Maybe.
Or Greensboro. I mean, somehow the Coliseum in Greensboro still gets real big names.
Right,
Like-
like
Oh,
it
yeah.
happens every once in a while,
Yeah.
yeah. But like, if you look at some of the other big tours for some of the big bands out there that everybody that not like your Rolling Stones or whatever, but like even sometimes them, like this area gets skipped over. a
Well,
lot.
now, and I was. That's why I was incredibly surprised that Paul McCartney not only came
Right.
to North Carolina,
Right, I thought
but
the same
came to
thing.
Winston Salem.
I thought the same thing,
which is
dude.
very interesting.
I was like, he could have went to Raleigh or Charlotte, you know, but he came to Winston Salem.
Yeah, and Elton John did a show in Greensboro too, not
Yeah.
too long ago. So like it happens,
Yeah.
but only with those big major people. Like you don't see your. I can't even think of a decent example right now, but like you don't see any of just like a big band doing a tour come through this area.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
always gets skipped over because like they go down to Florida, come up to Atlanta, go to Nashville, and then
they just go
and then
around
DC,
North
dude,
Carolina.
and it takes them right around us. And like this, I don't know, man. Like I've seen when it comes to original music, I've seen how this area just seems like it doesn't want it.
Well, okay,
know?
so here's an interesting question. Do you think the area doesn't want it, or do you think that there's, like, you know, artists that just aren't putting out that quality of content? Because, I mean, there are really good original bands around.
Oh
here,
yeah,
you know?
no, there are. We've North Carolina's had a bunch of great ones come out of it that have done big things. I won't deny that, but they're few and far between.
Yeah.
And
Well, I know like Stillwater was playing with was it Blackstone Cherry?
Yeah.
But that's kind of the last like close, and that was what North Wilkesboro.
Mm.
North Wilkesboro.
yeah,
So that's like sort of close that I can think of like just an average touring band. Not to say Blackstone Cherry. I love Blackstone Cherry. Don't think
Blackstone
that.
Cherry's
But I'm
awesome.
just saying like they're of
that
age.
would have been a great example if I had
Yeah.
come up with that. In
They're
my head.
not-
Like that's the kind of band I was trying to talk about.
They're not like Paul McCartney, but
Right,
they're
exactly.
definitely just a touring. Like I think I need to go check, but I've been I've been following Seether for a long ass time.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, I don't think there's anything outside of Charlotte that they've done here, really. And it was one of those things. It's like, I'm just waiting.
Yeah.
Just waiting.
You know, another thing I think I've heard before, like in general, I hear that it's for bigger bands, it's a lot more expensive to tour in the United States. Like I've heard it's
really
It's
a little,
definitely expensive.
That's
I
what
know
I've
that
heard.
much.
Yeah, I've heard
But,
it's cheaper to
compared
tour
a
in
different
Europe or
country.
something
Yeah,
like that. Yeah,
public transportation over there is a whole different game, man. We have none of that here.
Yeah.
We've got Amtrak. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
We got him.
yeah. And everybody else in the world has like bullet trains that do 300 miles an hour and
Yeah.
maglev
We
shit
rely
where you
on
can't even
ourselves
feel
a
it,
lot.
you know? Yeah, and we've got plenty of area and we could do something like that, but we all just love our cars too much. You know what I mean? Like, and God help you if you don't have a car, because
if you don't have a car in America, you're fucked.
yeah, straight
much.
up, dude.
You're fucked. You can't work. You can't do nothing.
Yeah, unless you just so happen to live in some really expensive city somewhere where you don't need it
Yeah,
because
just
they've got
get to
public
walk.
transportation.
yeah.
Walk to a CVS.
You know,
to work.
But places like New York are still incredibly expensive to actually live in.
Yeah.
So
Oh
I mean,
yeah. So
exactly.
if you're in
Like-
that area, it's
But
hard to
that's
live
exactly why it's cheaper to travel and tour in Europe and everywhere else than here, because they have all that available to them, whereas we're just like fucking.
So they can schedule. It's
Get my
like,
truck
oh,
and
there's
drive
going to be
there.
a train here at this time, and y'all just hop the fuck on.
Yeah, and
then we'll see you in the next.
and they
country.
come often enough and regular enough that you don't have to worry about a schedule. You just got to make sure you're getting on the right one. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
the right one,
and-
right time.
yeah,
That is slightly irritating though to
Man.
hear like a touring band over here.
yeah. It's not the only thing either.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's not the perfect place.
No.
By any means.
No.
But as far as like, as far as like this area, I mean, I think we had a time where there was a lot of bands coming, but we also had well established venues, and then
Yeah.
we had
It was a different thing back when
Yeah.
Ziggy's was Ziggy's.
when Ziggy's was Ziggy's.
You know,
we
like,
seem to have more.
there was
there was just more places.
there was a huge scene in this area when Ziggy's was Ziggy's, and Ziggy's got to have bigger metal bands come through. Like Slipknot played there before they really hit the big time, and I don't think it was long before Iowa came out that Slipknot was there, and
that's a bad
it was
fucking
just
album.
it was just like, hey man, there's the fucking touring
Well,
band,
you remember,
and they'd hang out and shit, and you could they weren't big enough to the point where they were doing much more than that yet, but like.
That's what they were doing.
Ziggy's was where it was at, dude, and you could see that happen when you had a place like Ziggy's.
Yeah.
The way it was
Well,
before.
do you remember, the
I'm sure
Garage?
Greg's doing a great thing now. I
Yeah.
do remember the Garage.
Avenged Sevenfold played there.
Yeah.
Like before I think it was during Waking the Fallen or somewhere right around there, because I mean,
I knew they had played there, but that's all I knew.
yeah, like I mean, I guess
didn't know the
as somebody that as metal fans, people like their album Waking the Fallen. It's like a big album for them, but back when it was first released, I mean, they weren't that big.
No.
you know?
No.
I remember the first time I had heard them was so my brother was still married at the time, and Brandy, so his wife at the time, his ex-wife now, had gotten a hold of Waking the Fallen, and I think it was from a coworker that may have went to that show.
Yeah.
And
I think you can find video of it on YouTube.
and
too.
I remember her playing it like in the car.
I'm actually pretty sure they used chunks of video from that show in the music video for the whatever song. I can't remember the name.
Unholy Confessions.
Yeah, that
probably?
one. Yeah,
Okay.
when they have all the fan stuff happening.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's clips of their
probably
show
right.
at the garage
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can't even remember what happened to the garage. I just knew it was done.
I think they just closed.
They just
Yeah.
decided it was time.
I think they use it sometimes now for like theater and stuff.
Okay.
Like I have a cousin who he does some voluntary theater sometimes, or volunteer, I guess. would be the-
Volunteer.
Yeah. And he recently did I wish I could have seen it. It sounded like it was pretty cool, but it was like a theater production of Evil Dead.
Oh.
And he was Bruce Campbell with
That
the
sounds
chainsaw for the hand. Like I think he actually
badass.
played that character. Yeah, so and I think he did it at the garage. I think so.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
I could
but-
see that. I could see them where that would be a good place to do something like that in.
Yeah.
It'd be hot.
Yeah.
It'd be hot, but
Yeah.
still. But yeah, I guess unless you're playing a big place or a restaurant, this is what you got.
I think the thing is, as far as the venues are kind of just being taken over by like you said, the breweries,
gentrification.
The breweries and the wineries and stuff.
That was how, like Tremont. We lost Tremont years ago.
That was
we lost
kinda
Chop
stupid.
Shop and.
I remember playing those in the same year that we played both of those venues the same year it dropped. And it was just like, we just got here.
Yeah, I know.
We just got here.
Just got here, damn it.
And I could name a couple others. I'm sure they're not coming to the top of my head. But it used to be a different thing, and a lot has changed around here in the last 10 years.
Do you think it's that the bars just couldn't make it? Or like the venues just couldn't make it? Or do you think it was most of the time underlying things?
Most of the time, I generally, just because of the way things have gone over the last 10 years and how many have closed, obviously they couldn't make it.
Okay.
But I think
it's more financial.
I think that a lot of it had to do with the industry itself. Yeah. It's such a hard industry, and there's so little room to actually make money everywhere, and all the people that are involved in it.
If because there's so much music out there. There's just, the competition is crazy, vast. And
the vast majority of regular people don't want to go to a show unless they know the songs that are going to be played. Right,
exactly. That's what I was going to say.
That's why a cover band gets paid more than an original band when you're at
really
low level.
Weird.
You know what I mean?
It's really weird.
Yeah, and it's funny just, because we had my dad on a few weeks ago, and he was talking about back in the 80s and stuff, like in the Beatties days, it could be a Thursday night, and you would have 300-400 people in there listening to your band. It didn't matter if you were cover or original. The people were just there, and
internet fucked that up.
Yep. No, you're absolutely right, man.
Just because you can be there virtually.
There's no mystery. That's probably why a lot of people were always there, because there
was nothing else to do.
They couldn't go online. Netflix. They couldn't go online and watch their favorite band play live. They couldn't go binge watch, Stranger Things and stuff
dude.
So they would go see a show, and it was cool. Like there was no there was a big mystery about it, or a mystique of it all, and so just seeing musicians on stage with big lights on them, and playing rock. At the time, rock and roll was the big thing, and I think it wowed people. But then when you were able to just see it at the click of a button on your phone, people didn't want to go out anymore.
When people spend hours at a time swiping on TikTok, watching video after video after video, dude, you get so inundated with all that it's live music doesn't have the same bang it used to.
With the breweries and the wineries and stuff, it's like, well, we can go out and get drunk and listen to this cover band play our favorite songs that we already know, right? And dance and do whatever. So, no, you're definitely right. The internet has been great and has also been...
ruined everything.
Yes. Here's a PSA to all of you. Your speakers at home will never sound as good as the show did.
Oh, true.
Just saying.
And your phone,
it's unfortunate.
Your phone screen doesn't look as great either.
It doesn't look as great, but sometimes I would go to shows and close my eyes, just to really in tune. My favorite spot at any show is right behind the sound guy.
Yeah,
and it's because I'm hearing what he's hearing, and I didn't know that until
you get the good mix there.
The good mix, and because I've never been one dude, I love playing shows. I love being up on stage and performing. I never been one to be in the middle of a crowd.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily enjoy to be up front and center. A lot of the times I put myself up front and center if there's a band I think that's good and everybody's scared to fucking walk. Then I will, and just kind of hope I can bring some people with me. But other than that, right behind the sound guy is generally where I want to be. And you'd think I'd figure that out earlier, but I had went to South Carolina to the House of Blues.
Nice.
And I had saw Nonpoint and Disturbed.
Cool. That's the tours I'm talking about.
It was bad as fuck. It was bad as fuck. And Nonpoint surprised the fuck out of me.
Right.
I was kind of new to Nonpoint at the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, this band's bad.
Yeah, dude.
When I saw them live, I was just
Nonpoint.
this is some of the tightest groove I've ever heard in my
Matter of fact,
entire
it's
life.
been a while since I've listened to them. I might have to check that
they are
out. I might have to
fucking good,
revisit
dude.
that because I love that band.
But I was
It's
right,
been a while.
I was
but
right
I
behind
love
the
that
sound
band.
guy unintentionally,
Nice.
and that was literally to this day one of the best shows I've ever seen. That's in my top 5.
Cool.
Like non-point. Disturbed was good. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. I was in a funky place for Disturbed because I'd walked outside. to smoke.
Disturbed's in a funky place.
Yeah, Disturbed's kind of in a funky place. No, I was over to the left, so I had heard basically the bass player and Draymond. That's what I could hear really.
Oh.
And it wasn't bad. It was cool because like my favorite Disturbed song's Prayer. And they almost never play it live, and they played it that night, and I was like, "Fuck yes!" Like at least I got to see this song
That's what's
or
up.
hear this song live. But I had like a dude in a Luigi costume beside me, and then just like some weirdos in front. It was weird. That was a weird night. But my time behind the sound guy was just intense. So I'm not saying like everybody crowd around the sound guy when you go see a show, but I can still tell you it's going to sound better than your phone
The
speaker.
smartest thing to do is to go up to the sound guy as just a casual music listener and tell him, "This sounds like shit."
Or tell
do
him
that.
to turn the vocal
like
up.
garbage.
Do that and see how far it gets.
You need to turn that guy's vocals up, man. Like, what the hell's wrong with you?
Oh man, no! Don't do that. Don't.
That was a total.
Don't listen to me.
Don't antagonize
Yeah,
the sound guy.
I wasn't
That's-
ready for where you were going.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, if you
That was funny.
antagonize the sound guy, that's a good way to hit the suck button.
Go up to behind the sound guy. Just slap him on the ass. Just randomly slap
And tell him
him.
good game.
Yeah, tell him good
Tell
game.
him good game.
Make him feel good about his sound.
So obviously you got things going on with the
Yeah.
band.
Right.
But is there anything else, or is it just that's kind of the focus right now?
That's the focus right
That's the
now.
focus.
It's with the whole shtick and the way that we work it out. Like it takes some doing to build the set list, you
I'm
know.
sure it
But once you
does,
get the
man.
set list worked out and we build it in modes and have all our, we don't script, but we have all our places for, all right, we've got this song and these group of songs work well together without a switch, so we can do these 3 and then there'll be a switch
Yeah.
and Smev will do a thing.
A lot of musicians don't think about that sometimes. Like if you're trying to have like different songs with different tunings or
Yeah.
or switching instruments and stuff like that. Like you on the set list, you
can
kind
get
of want to
hard.
group those together so
Yeah.
you don't.
Dude,
You're not,
our set lists are intense.
yeah.
I'm sure they are.
Color coded and bright as fuck.
so like a lot of that though is it just so I know you said it's not really like I guess scribbled out or anything, but you kind of know if these songs are being played, then everybody knows what to do after that or those sort of things. Like this group of songs played and then the radio show commences.
We basically build it in Excel, but we build it in modes based on what songs work together because of who's playing what and who's singing and et cetera,
Who's
et cetera.
where.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and then so we'll do a chunk of songs and then we'll leave a couple of cells labeled for station identifier. 107.5 KZL, that kind of stuff. And we've got a bunch of those made so that when we need a second and we have it planned out, so
triggered.
like this is where there's going to be one we have a soundboard that all you do is
fucking cool,
tap it
man.
and it plays and it's all going through the PA so everybody hears it and it sounds like a
radio
live
show.
radio, like you're watching 98.7 Simon live in
Yeah.
front of you.
That's
like,
fucking
awesome.
that's the
badass.
whole idea. And the idea just it just evolved because the greatest thing about it is that the potential is astronomical.
Oh, absolutely.
The potential is astronomical. You
Oh,
can
yeah.
go the sky is the limit, dude. The only thing that's going to keep it from happening is if we don't do work. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
Exactly.
and it really could do some big things. We got some really big dreams for this project. My favorite one thus far.
That's
We want to do a week-long residency at Radio City with the Rockettes in New York.
Oh, okay.
That would be fucking cool.
hell yeah.
Ready
dude.
Set Radio at Radio City with the Rockettes. That's a mouthful, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. But still,
Hard.
I mean, the marketing.
Yeah,
seriously.
and dude, if we can get some Rockettes up there doing the can for us, like we'll pick out the right songs for it, so it'll have that. We'll be able to
It
work
fits.
that feel in, and yeah, dude, and we have ideas to take it into theater, like legit theater, and
Yeah.
we Floaty and I have been working on writing a what's a screenplay for a play. it's a script, right?
Oh, yeah, a script.
Yeah, we're working on writing and hashing out a script with the ideas and the how the story is going to work out, because like it would have to be like a 3-hour show, just like us playing at
it's so much bigger than a band. That's what's so cool about it.
Dude, yeah, and
it's
then
so much
we've
bigger.
and we've written this whole thing about how we want like there's where we all work in the radio station, right? And the owner or management or whatever is trying to make it corporate and like jump, like it would be like taking Rock 92 and making it an iHeartRadio radio station. You know what I mean? So
fucking it up is what you're trying to say.
The lawyers and the accountants in suits come in and they're the bad guys, and we're just trying to like do our radio show, and maybe we end up wanting to buy the radio station, and that becomes the arc for the story or something like that, but the potential is astronomical. So we've been exploring every avenue that we can and seeing how far we can really go, and it goes all the way around, dude. We could go and do anything anywhere with this idea. It's so cool. And we want to do
flexible.
Eventually, we want to do a little residency at some hot spot in Vegas for a while. We want to do
follow Elvis's footsteps.
Yeah, we want to do a cruise ship. We want to be a band on a cruise ship for like
y'all would kill it on a cruise ship.
I know, right? I thought so too. I was like,
I've heard there's been some...
and how badass would it be to do that as a vacation? Like we work every day, but it's still a vacation.
Yeah,
still
vacation. I've been on a cruise before, and like just so like think about it. Yeah, y'all. Y'all would be perfect.
I've heard of some horror stories for some bands on a cruise ship. Not saying that like the cruise ship went down or anything. I've just heard there's been some bad bands on some cruise ships.
Oh yeah.
So I know y'all would kick its ass.
Oh yeah. Taint gonna be us. You know what I mean? Like,
y'all would kick its ass.
But
with a whole stage show too, that would be even more immersive. That would be even more reason to.
And dude, and there's so much that we've got ideas for to make it to increase the crowd participation. I have this idea in my head where you get the Batman phone, the red rotary phone with just the one red button. And you get that and you set that up front on the table with the tip jar, and it's got a sign and shit, request line. And then when people pick it up, it clicks into the PA.
Oh, cool. Dude, that would be
turn it into okay, request line's open. Anybody if anybody has a request, now's the time. And the little light on the little button on the phone is blinking.
You're gonna have to learn every song known to man.
Somebody comes and picks it up, and then we either take their request and we play it, or we make fun of them for their request and not play it. Like we'll have options. Like I have got 3 ways written down, ready to go with the band for the next time somebody says Freebird.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
And none of them actually include playing the song. You know what I mean? God. So like this, and to have it, the radio.
I've seen the microphone phone, so it's definitely possible.
Yeah, like, and to have the whole radio stick to lean on, and you can do anything with it, man.
Nobody steal these ideas. These are patented.
No, we actually already own them.
Yeah, they were patented.
We're already. I wouldn't have been blabbing my mouth if I didn't own that shit already.
Yeah,
you know
a few weeks ago, when I was at the beach, I went to place called Crocodile Rocks, and they had the dueling pianos in there, and their thing was sort of similar. Like, it wasn't as extravagant as that, but like they would have people. They had a request little piece of paper,
right?
And most of the time, you'd bring a tip up with it, and so your piece of paper had your song request on it.
Tip your musicians.
And
especially if we have to be stuck in a restaurant at this point, then at least tip us.
Your food looks really good. We would hate to do something about that.
Yeah. But yeah. So the pianist would play the songs that they had like a whole piano full of requests on top of their thing. So it's like they would sift through them and just play the ones that they knew they could play. I mean, obviously there's probably some that they didn't know or whatever,
doing what they can.
But their tip buckets were fucking full.
Nice.
though.
Yeah.
So
Imagine being the pissed off person.
Yeah,
going,
dude.
They didn't play my song.
And it
they
works
didn't play
for
on
the,
Holy Confessions, damn it.
it works for the gimmick because of the request line and the phone and all that, but it'll also the tip jar's right there.
Yeah.
You know, we're watching you do this. You really want us to play it, you'll put $5 in there.
Exactly. But and even like you said, since it's set up sort of like a radio show, the whole idea of like, okay, if you don't know the song, you've got backups to that. You can make it strictly a show content.
Yeah.
Like if anything, they're giving you content to work with.
And check this out, dude. Bombing is content. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I have no problem bombing on trying a song the first time in stage.
Never hit it. Yeah.
No, yeah, I saw one post from a
Oh
guy
man,
a
we
few
got
weeks
this
ago.
request. This song. We've never played. I don't even know this song. Hang on.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we're about to take a break. Give us 10 minutes. We'll be back.
I don't
right
remember
back.
who it was, but there was some guy on Facebook a few weeks ago that posted something about, like, I got requested a song the other day that I didn't know, or I maybe sort of knew, but I chose not to play it because I'm not going to play a song that I haven't rehearsed and, like spent hours on.
That's so pretentious, dude.
Yeah, I'm
the
like,
crowd is gonna love it if you're like, hey, if you disclaim it up front, you're like, hey,
Yeah,
we've
just
never
tell
played
them.
this song. It's gonna be an adventure.
right.
Let's see how it goes.
Tell them
And-
straight up, like, yo, I don't
Dude,
know this
crowds
song,
love
but-
that,
yeah,
man.
They don't
Crowd
give a
would
shit.
rather see you fuck up the lyrics and do something funny about it
Right.
and then come right back into it. They would rather see that 9 times out of 10 than see somebody play a song perfectly.
I would definitely say it's situational to the song. It depends on the song.
Yeah.
Is whether I'm going to attempt it or not. But for the most part, if it's a song I've heard and I can sort of get the riff down, give me about 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean,
and we
I
got
can't,
it.
obviously
Like,
I can't do it to a song I've just absolutely never heard before.
Yeah, if I've never
Like,
heard it.
obviously I can't do
But
that.
I've done that kind of thing before. Like when I was doing P&E All Stars, there was a bunch. We were at 6th and Vine, and there was like this group of like Europeans that walked in, and we played. We were doing. I think we were playing Layla, and as they were walking in, and they got into it right away, and they loved it. And then we went and took a break, and they were like, "You guys know any U2?" And we were like, "Not yet."
we'll figure it out.
And then I went
Gotta
up
get
there,
your
and it was
tips.
just the two of us. So I was like, "Hey, like we've never played a U2 song before, and you might catch me reading lyrics on my phone, but we're gonna give this a shot. Let's see how this goes."
Yeah.
And it went over well. It went over well,
That's
you know,
good.
because like as musicians, you ride in the car, you listen to the radio enough, you'll recognize most songs that
Starting to
people are
figure it out.
gonna request. So and I've heard the U2 song before. I didn't know all the words, but like I roughly
knew the melody.
roughly,
Yeah.
So I kind of.
I had the coolest request yesterday. I played a gig at Pilot Mountain Winery yesterday, and I was like, most of the people that were there. I mean, they were there for me, but there was also a guy having his birthday, and I figured they just want to have a fun time listening to some covers. And so I said, you know what, I'm not going to really do any of my originals today. I'm just gonna play covers and stuff like that. But during my break, I was talking to a couple, and the wife was like, "Do you play originals?" And I was like, yeah. So, like, just depending on the crowd that's in there and whatever. And she was like, "I'd really love to hear one." And I was like, "All right,
That's
well,
kinda cool."
I'll put it in the she's like, point at me or give me a thumbs up before you start to play it." And I was like, "I got you." So I got requested to play an original song,
Which is nice.
which is a nice change.
Nice and rare,
for once,
but nice.
So on a day that I wasn't going to play any originals, I still had to play one.
That's
So,
another thing, people. If you go to a show and you know that that's a musician, like a musician you've seen before, you probably know if they have originals or not. If not, do like this lady did and just ask.
Yeah.
If they do, have that musician play one, because not only will that just boost their confidence because they're going to be more comfortable playing that than anything else, but two, it may give you a cool new song to look out for.
Yeah.
Like new music, find new music.
The only way that backfires is if you play it and then the lady's
And then
like,
shitty.
yeah, and then the lady's like, well, okay,
You suck!
that was never mind.
Don't ask a terrible musician to
Yeah.
play an original. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
For the most part,
that
if
would be
you make-
hilarious though. Like, so I know I was real excited to hear that, but God, that was awful.
That was just terrible.
That was terrible.
Just terrible.
Yeah, took me back to the wedding singer.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I love that movie.
Oh yeah, me too.
That's an Adam Sandler movie I always like somehow just leave out all the time.
No.
That's a bummer, dude.
To me, that's the Adam Sandler movie.
It's one of his best ones.
Yeah.
Man. I love that movie.
And it's got Drew Barrymore in it. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, it's so good.
I watched one of his newer ones the other day. Murder Mystery. He just some more recent one.
Ones.
Oh yeah,
it's one he did with Jennifer Aniston
too. Yeah, that was a cool movie. I like that.
It was decent. It wasn't like his best.
The newest one I've seen is The Cobbler, which was the Netflix.
I've heard a lot of good
I haven't
things
seen that one.
It was good because it was more of a serious.
Right.
I mean, it's weird.
Yeah.
Like it's weird where I thought it was going to go funny.
Yeah.
And it just didn't.
Yeah.
But it's The
you
Cobbler,
guys,
so it's about a guy that repairs shoes.
Yeah, I've heard really good things about that.
It's a good movie.
I hadn't even heard of that one.
Have you heard of Uncut Gems?
No, I have seen that one. That one was really.
I haven't seen that one either.
It was really good.
Uncut
if you
Gems.
can
Get on it, son. Get on
I
it.
gotta get on.
Watch that motherfucker tonight.
with Uncut Gems, if you can get past, because it's one of those movies where everybody talks over each other.
Yeah.
So if you can get past,
It's very
that,
stressful, dude.
Yeah,
the whole
yeah,
movie
it's a
is
stressful
very
experience.
stressful.
But it's good though.
It's
Okay.
dude, yeah.
It's really good.
What's it about? Is it a
He's
Adam
he's
Sandler
basically
runs a pawn shop.
He run and
Pawn shop,
but he has like a gambling problem, and
Yeah.
it just kind of gets worse as the movie goes on.
Yeah.
And, so.
But
I can see where that gets stressful.
yeah, but
Yeah.
like he has a couple of a basketball player in the NBA come into his store and they're just showing him watches and rings and and it
I think
it just turns into this whole.
I can't remember who it is. It's like Kevin Durant, maybe. Or
Kevin
something.
Durant.
No, I don't think
No.
it was Kevin Durant. I don't think it wasn't. It wasn't one of the big
He
big.
played for like
names.
the Celtics, I think.
I don't remember.
Celtics.
I
Yeah.
wanted
I'm
to
not
say it was
familiar.
like the Timberwolves or something like that. It wasn't one of the major franchise players.
It's a big player.
I think Kevin Durant was a. It was Kevin Garnett.
Garnett.
Yeah.
That's where
okay.
I was mixing up. Yeah, he's a Celtic. He's a Celtic now, but I think he was a Timberwolf.
when the movie was made. Yeah,
I think the movie came out like 2018.
Yeah, he's a Celtic now. Is he still playing basketball?
I don't know.
No, traded to. Yeah, he was a Timberwolf first, and then now he's a Celtic. So yeah, he's still playing.
Nailed it.
Go, Kevin Garnett. Go you, man. Go you.
Proud of you, dude.
Proud of you. There's so many basketball players that don't get recognized because there always has to be one that we're stressing about.
Yeah.
Or
a group of 5 or 10 that we're stressing about when the whole rest of the league nobody ever even talks about.
Yeah, and it's like so many.
Unless
good
you're some
basketball players.
diehard basketball
I think that's
fan.
why I'm just not super into basketball because it's like, well, I mean, even if you think of Jordan's era, like Michael Jordan, to me, he has to be number one. I'm sorry, but that's like the man.
Yeah.
But there were so many good players while he was playing. There's so many fucking good players.
Larry Bird.
Larry Bird was still playing basketball.
Yeah,
then.
man.
So like,
It was almost like every team had a star.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
And
the
now
Charlotte
it's-
Hornets had Alonzo Mourning. And the Bulls had a whole slew of guys, man.
yeah,
because
the
like
Bulls
they
had the team.
they were the team.
The team.
Yeah, and you had Larry Bird and you had a bunch of other really good players, but it seems like, I mean, obviously you got to be a good player to make it to the NBA, but it seems like that number isn't as big as it used to be.
No, because see, we're huge NFL fans, so
He is too. He's a big Panthers fan.
Huge
big
Panthers
Panthers?
fan.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
talking
Awesome.
Panthers, dude.
I'm
I
glad.
saw it last year. It was funny.
So we can talk
Yeah, we
Panthers
ran
with
into
you.
each other at the
we
bathroom
were at the
game.
Washington game
fuck
last
yeah.
year,
Yeah.
and I went to the bathroom, and all of a sudden I see him like, "Fuck, Eric, what's up,
Dude, fuck yeah,
Like,
go
and
Panthers!
it was because you were only like a few seats in front of me,
Right,
too.
yeah.
So
Yeah, that's right. You were sitting all the way at
we
the
were
top,
at the
dude.
very fucking top. Like,
Yeah. I don't even mind it, though, man. There's not a bad seat
It
in
was
that
fine.
house.
They were
Yeah.
like tickets that my dad's work was selling for like
Yeah,
$30
yeah.
a pop, and so
So
we're
it was
like,
worth it.
Yeah, we're
It
like,
didn't
fuck
matter
yeah,
where
dude.
he was going to be.
Oh
It was
yeah,
just worth it.
Yeah.
But in the NFL, there's a lot of players being talked about.
Yeah.
Where like just I feel like anytime I hear basketball news, it's just like LeBron James.
Yeah.
LeBron James.
It's
Steph
because
Curry sometimes.
Steph
NBA,
Curry.
the very nature of basketball as a sport is very flash in the pan, flashy, and it even though they're played on teams, generally speaking, the skill set comes to a one-on-one
There's
encounter.
like four
Right.
people
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
playing.
NFL is the opposite of that. That one-on-one encounter is how we do the downs.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
everybody's interacting all at the same time.
same time.
It's such a more dynamic game to watch.
It's like
Right.
war.
And yeah,
Straight
dude.
up war, man.
Yeah, this
It's
is
war.
we are watching gladiators, dude.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the thing.
I mean, and it's literally like there's a couple reasons why like the NFL is really the only sport that I'm like a pretty diehard fan of. It's like, for one thing, pretty much almost every other sport plays way too many games. Like
Yeah, that
it's just
too.
it's so like oversaturated, you know.
Yeah.
And then, but also too, it's like you said. I mean, like in the NBA, it's like there's only one guy on the team.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
and,
the NBA
like,
is
there's one guy to
basically
watch.
basically boils down to who's got the best crossover.
right.
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Like that's what it
Or can
basically
shoot
comes
the
down
most
to.
like 3-pointers.
Yeah, you know, and I mean, we all know that's Steph Curry. So like,
Yeah.
but it's I don't know. I see
It's
it.
almost
I
like
see it as that
watching-
flash in the
I
pan,
feel like-
one-on-one interaction
But like,
in
so
basketball.
you're watching like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, like, yeah, you're gonna see Tom Brady, but like
Right.
you're also gonna see fucking Mike Evans.
Yeah.
You're gonna see
Yeah.
Chris
You would've seen
Godwin.
Gronk. I
Gronk.
think he retired.
Yeah, he did.
He's retired
He did.
now. But like, and then on defense they have
Thank God. I'm tired of that guy.
Gronk is a motherfucker, ain't he? He just straight up walks into a game, doesn't know shit, and just demolishes.
Yeah.
And I have no idea how he does
got a
it.
huge
And I hate
hangover
him
from
for
the
it.
night before.
Yeah,
like,
and he'll absolutely admit it. He'll be like, I don't know what I'm
dude,
fucking
I am
doing.
hungover as fuck right now, but I'm strapping these pads on. I'm going in there
Yeah.
whooping some
I'm
ass.
gonna
Do work.
Gronk work.
Well, and a name like Gronk too, you should
But
just
who's
expect it.
who's some of the? I know Tampa Bay's got a good defense too. Who's on their defense?
Tampa Bay.
Is it Dominican Sue still on there?
He was. He's not no
Not
more.
anymore.
I can't remember much about. I think their D line was just
Yeah.
insane at the time.
Yeah.
I don't know if it is gonna be this year, but it definitely
we'll
was
see.
last year. They just had a solid build.
Yeah.
Like I think that's what it was. Their defense for like many years was just a solid defense. Like, and really their only problem was Jameis Winston on the offense. In my opinion, I think OJ Howard was a great tight end.
The year after Jameis's last year,
I don't think they needed Gronk. Is what I'm trying to
they
say.
won. Well, they won the Super Bowl after Gronk or Jameis's last year with him. So
Yeah,
that tells you
exactly.
anything.
Well, I think because they had great receivers, and then adding Antonio Brown into that.
Somebody brought
didn't
up
hurt
an
nothing.
interesting point the other day, just talking about because all the Rams needed was a quarterback, right?
Yeah.
So
And
somebody
Matthew
was like,
Stafford is so underrated.
Well,
or
that's-
at
no,
least he
that's-
was
I was
until
about
he
to
got the
compare-
Rams.
that's what I'm
watching-
asking. Like, so somebody was like, is Matt Stafford like actually an elite quarterback, or
He
is he
is
just
absolutely
a good
an
quarterback
elite
that went
quarterback.
to an insanely stacked team?
No, I think Matt
He is an elite
Stafford's
quarterback,
good.
dude.
Yeah.
He is
I
great.
thought it was
He
an
carried
interesting-
the Detroit Lions all by his goddamn onesie for a long time, dude.
And occasionally got a good receiver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Occasionally. That's what I was about to compare it to. Like, I feel like watching the NBA is like watching every Detroit Lions game where it was just Matt Stafford just trying.
Yeah.
Like, the whole game
Yeah.
against
Soon
all these
as
good
he-
fucking players.
Yeah, as soon as he got to an organization that gave half a shit, dude, he
Yeah.
went straight to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what
oh
I mean?
no,
Like-
and I definitely
And
agree.
I
but
think he only looked phased in a couple games,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
which I think is saying a lot for
Yeah.
your first year with an organization.
yeah,
Like,
first year with that organization, but Matthew Stafford knows football. He's been doing it for a hot
Yeah.
minute, and
he's good.
and
I've always
he's-
liked watching him. so.
I've liked watching him too. I think he's amazing, and I don't think he got any of the credit he was due before he won the Super Bowl because
Yeah.
it wasn't him, man. It was that Lions organization.
Yeah.
And I can't really talk because I'm not sure how we're gonna do this year, you know. And I don't know. We got
Well, I do think there's some stuff, but on paper the team should be fine.
the team. Yeah,
On paper,
I mean the organization.
The team should be fine, but the organization, yeah, that's sketchy. It gets sketchy, man.
There's like two major multi-million-dollar deals that David Tepper's
Yeah.
walked out on now.
yeah. Well,
That's scary,
there was
dude.
the practice facility
Yeah.
that he pulled out of, and then there's here the
What was
most
that?
recent one was
Why?
the most recent one
What
was something
happened?
about a mall.
Yeah,
Or something.
I don't know. I don't know the details, but it had
Yeah.
to do with the mall.
The
Y'all-
practice
y'all
facility.
may
Okay,
know more
now the
than
thing
I
about the
do.
practice facility, I don't blame David Tepper as much for this though, because so Tepper had a deal with Rock Hill, South Carolina, and then Rock Hill decided that they couldn't pay for it or whatever. So then David Tepper just pulled out instead of just providing the funds himself.
Which I think is I get, you get to decide and pick a city and the city wants to throw some incentives your way. I get that, but Rock Hill can't afford what David Tepper was asking. There's no way in a hill.
Yeah.
There's no way
David
in a
Tepper
hill. Rock
could
Hill,
afford it.
Rock Hill.
What
That's
he
my
wanted.
point.
David
Why
Tepper
are you
could have-
why does an owner of the NFL franchise team going to try and get a tax-paying area to fund the stadium?
Hey, you don't become
because you don't spend other people's money. That's why.
Yeah.
Or you don't spend your own
Your
money.
own money.
But
spend
yeah,
other
you
people's
don't become
money.
that rich without.
As rich as he is, build the stadium your damn self.
Well,
you fool.
yeah, I know. I agree with that. I think in the same token, Rock Hill should have never said yes in the first place.
Yeah, if they couldn't hold up,
It's
then
Rock
I get
Hill,
it.
dude. There's no way they can afford $800 million.
Yeah.
Are you fucking
I
kidding
think
me?
the idea is definitely to make it a Carolina Panthers. I think that was definitely the idea.
Yeah, 2 states, 1 team. That was
But
his.
he was trying to
his rallying
incentivize
cry
that.
when he was like, "I'm gonna buy this and we're gonna do it." And now he's like, "Let's come on, Rock Hill, let's do it." And they're like, "Okay," and then he's like, "You can't help."
Yeah.
What did you expect, David? It's fucking Rock Hill.
Yeah, could have picked somewhere else. But at the same time, we all know he could have just kind of pocket changed his way into that, really.
Yeah.
Because he's got, if I'm not mistaken, is he still the richest?
No,
I think
because
he's
the
the
guy,
second richest now.
somebody that owns Walmart or part of Walmart who just bought the Denver Broncos, he's now the richest
Gotcha.
owner. So I think David's
Number two.
Yeah.
number two.
But still, and he's got all that experience with the Steelers and shit. He could have done. He probably could have paid for it if he really wanted to.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
mean, I'm a little neutral on David Tepper right now. I don't, especially.
I don't hate him, but I am kind of annoyed.
Yeah, and I still don't know about him hiring Matt Rule yet. I mean, this year's gonna be telling.
I already know I don't like that anymore.
Yeah, I'm gonna
not a
give
Matt Rule fan.
No, I'm not. I wanted to give it to him, dude. I did.
I'm gonna
But
give him this
all he
year. I'm
knows
gonna
is
give him.
college.
Gonna give him one more year, and then I mean, if it's just as shitty this year, then Matt, get out of town.
Nick's I'm gonna give him one more year, and then I'm actively gonna try and destroy his career.
and then
I will spew my hatred of him.
I will tell you this. I am
Take it to the podcast.
take it to the pot. I am with Nick straight up on game one. If Baker doesn't play game one, regardless, fuck the year. If Baker doesn't play game one against the Cleveland Browns,
Dude, the storyline
I think
is
that
too
would be
good.
the biggest injustice.
How are you
done
going
in the
to
entire
trot
world.
Sam Darnold out there in week 1 when Baker Mayfield's just dying to play that team?
He's got so much history with fucking over old teams that way.
Yeah,
you just gotta let him do it.
I don't care if Sam Darnold looks like freaking Jesus tomorrow when training camp starts.
Yeah, and Baker may be shitty all the other games, but I'm just saying in that game, if you're gonna bet on something, it's time to bet on Baker. How do you feel about the whole Baker Mayfield thing?
I'm not sure yet, man. I'm not sure yet. I do want to, whether or not Baker Mayfield is any good, I want to shit on the Browns for a minute. Cause
yes.
You shit all over the Browns, bro.
Damn,
Shit
these
all over
fucking
him.
guys, dude. You want to talk about another bad organization?
Yeah, they're rough, man.
Oh no, I would argue that they're in if you
Blessed
ever
with
watch,
a good team and then just a shitty
If you
organization.
ever watch the show Undisputed with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp, Skip Bayless is always talking about this Baker Mayfield situation. He's like, I can't believe he went to the Panthers because they're a worse clown show than Cleveland is. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right
I mean,
now?
we're a clown show, but not near as bad as the Browns.
I wouldn't even say we're a clown show. I'd just say the organization's a mess right now. But the Browns have never.
We've got it together better than the Jaguars and the
Browns have
Detroit
never
Lions.
been
and
to
the
a Super
Browns.
Bowl and they've been around for 60 fucking years.
We've been to 2 now, and we've
Yeah.
only
We've
been
been
around
to
since
2.
'95.
Yeah. So I mean, the Browns. I don't know. They're cursed. They're
Yeah.
just cursed.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
But
That's the only thing you can say.
it's whether it's a curse or not, dude. I remember seeing something online where they were talking about Baker Mayfield versus Deshaun Watson, and they were like, one of them was out working at a soup kitchen giving food away, and the other one was on trial for rape.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the
they
Browns,
want a mature
the Browns
quarterback,
still
though.
decided to go with Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. They want a quarterback
Come
that's
on.
mature, Eric.
Yeah,
They
mature.
need a mature quarterback.
Right.
Well, I mean, and not to say that we
That
weren't,
was the quote too. Yeah, that was the quote.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, look at these fucking guys.
well, not
How
to
dumb
say,
do you look now?
Not to say that we weren't in the running for Deshaun. We definitely tried.
We did.
And
We did.
I
But
think
I'm glad
any
that
team,
didn't work
Oh,
out.
yeah.
I did not think
Glad
that
it
was a
didn't
good
work
idea.
out now.
I did not think that was a good
I
idea.
think any team would be dumb not to try and get Deshaun Watson after
Didn't
him
he-
being
didn't
dropped
they-
with actual criminal charges.
Yeah,
but
didn't
not
they
a
give him-
team that's trying to go like the Browns are like a couple pieces away from going to the fucking Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like they got such a solid team that it's like, no, if you want, if this year's the year to do it, and you know you're not going to have Deshaun for a while because he's going to get punished
Yeah.
at some point, you got to know that, you idiots.
Didn't they already hand down a suspension?
I don't think they have
it's been
yet.
established. But
They're taking their sweet time.
It seems
you know.
seems like.
Because he was already suspended all last year.
I think
there's so many. Well, he wasn't.
he wasn't
suspended.
suspended. He just chose not to play.
Yeah, he didn't want
Oh,
to. He didn't want to play
okay.
for the Texans. He refused to. But that's within his contract. He could have,
Yeah.
And then also with the no trade clause, he just had a lot of shit to deal with.
Yeah. A lot of court cases.
A lot of shit he may have put on himself. I think regardless of
He's been to court over it twice now.
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain the guy did something wrong.
yeah, I think
At least in the wrong situation.
yeah, I
if
think
anything else.
legally they definitely couldn't have done much just because of what was given.
Right.
But that doesn't mean it didn't happen, and that doesn't mean there was 24 girls suing, but like 66 actual like statements.
Yeah.
It's just like
Yeah.
that's rough, man.
Yeah, you can't explain that away.
There's a lot of people.
Situation or not. That's
Yeah.
66 different situations. God
Yeah.
damn,
I think
dude.
we were
You're
talking-
doing something wrong.
You got to be doing. Well, he was doing something sketchy. Maybe some of them girls consented.
Right.
But what I'm trying to say is that you were intentionally trying to drag them into a situation they weren't comfortable with.
Yeah.
But if the whole, like we were talking about the Calvin Ridley thing, and it's just like, okay, he bet what
He's getting
$1,500.
He's getting suspended a whole year for betting.
on it. Yeah.
So
he bet on himself, right?
yeah, he bet on the Falcons.
He bet on the Falcons,
team.
but it was only like $1,500. So it's not like he would have made an ass ton of money. He
Right.
would have made money, but if they
Yeah.
won, but he didn't
People are
make
like,
an
oh,
ass
that
ton.
ruins the integrity of the game. I shut the
Well,
fuck
yes,
up.
well, yeah, it
Like-
does. But I'm just saying that's not near as bad as what Deshaun did. So if they handle it anything like that, Deshaun's getting the fucking book.
I hope
Deshaun's
so.
going to get a year or two.
For the
if-
NFL as an organization, I hope they make the right call because
Yeah.
if they don't, dude, with everything else that's been going on,
If he
they
gets
might see some
suspended
repercussions of that shit.
3 or 6 games, that might piss off some people, especially Calvin Ridley.
Yeah.
It's like, I didn't fucking rape nobody. Like, all I did was try to make some motherfucking money. All I tried to do was make a gentleman's bet. Like, come on, you fucking assholes. But still, like, that's I think we should have kept trying, but it was pretty obvious that the Panthers wasn't the team that would have done that above and beyond.
Yeah,
to
we weren't going to hand
satisfy
down
Yeah, no.
Deshaun
the most
Watson.
money ever to a quarterback.
No, regardless of our cap situation. I mean, if you look at the whole situation with Baker, I keep trying to reassess that. I'm pretty sure Baker's taking a pay cut.
He did.
He took $3.5 million.
Yeah. I tried to work out the money, and I'm like, nah, there's money missing.
But see,
here.
they gave it back to him in incentives that were based
Smart.
on
That's a great way to do
play
it.
time and winning games and shit like that. So
yeah, that's a great way.
theoretically, they light a fire under his ass and he comes out and he plays well and he makes plays and we suck less than we did last year.
Yeah. I think if they get him
Keep
in
the bar
early,
low, guys.
Yeah.
Keep the bar low.
I think if they get him in early, there's no reason he hasn't proven that he can't be a game manager.
Yeah, I don't think so.
If Christian stays healthy,
Yeah.
I
don't think there's anything wrong with that statement. Yeah, I'm with it.
manage it.
But
And he's got more of a fire and moxie in him than like Sam Darnold does.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or even
Yeah.
Teddy.
oh
did.
yeah, oh god damn Teddy.
Yeah.
I love Teddy
I
until
almost
he got
forgot
hurt.
about Teddy,
Yeah.
dude.
I love Teddy until he got hurt.
I
Like
love
I
Teddy.
was on the Teddy train, and then when he got hurt and I saw his eyes every time a play went, I was like, this dude's gone. Like,
Yeah.
he's so scared of this O-line.
Yeah.
Like, he's completely scared.
That's because that's been our weakest link for
Yeah.
years and years and years, dude, is the O-line.
And just ignoring it doesn't fix shit.
This is the first season or off season I've seen them actually draft
Well, left tackle.
Yeah.
in fucking
I think the last one they said
long
was
time.
was Jordan Gross. I think might have been
Yeah.
the last one. No, I could be wrong. I might be wrong on that.
On paper,
Right.
this O-line should be good. Who knows?
Yeah.
We're going to work together, but
We'll see, I suppose, man.
On
But that
paper, we should have one of the best
historically
ones.
that has always been our problem, and this is the first time I've seen somebody be like, "Hey, we have a problem here. We should do something about that."
I think regardless of how the season turns out, I'm pretty excited. And I didn't think of this at the time that everything happened because we lost Hassan Reddick.
Right.
And I was kind of upset by that because I was like, that Hassan Reddick and Brian Burns combo was just fucking insane to watch last year.
Burns is underrated, dude.
He's
Burns
very
is so underrated.
Yeah.
But having those two guys, you're going to forget about one.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to forget about one and the other.
Dude, you can't watch them both.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can't
because
watch them
you
both.
just can't.
And now it's like the
Humans'
argument is,
eyes
like,
don't
if
work that way.
Brian
But that-
Burns is by himself on the D line now, even though he doesn't necessarily always play on the D line, but like,
Yeah.
but so now you're kind of hoping that like Yetur Gross Matos like
Gross Matos.
kind of finally
There-
grows into that role, you know.
Two players I'm excited to watch, and it's because of what happened the year before, the way they used Jeremy Chin when Hassan
Yeah.
Reddick wasn't
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
And Jeremy is slowly becoming one of my favorite players.
Jeremy Chin's
But
awesome.
Yeah.
Dude.
Fucking phenomenal.
Awesome.
And so I'm excited to see what happens with him coming in, coming in as a linebacker, and then Gross Matos,
Yeah.
which he was good last year.
Yeah.
So
You guys haven't named my boy yet either, Jackson.
Dante Jackson.
Oh,
That
Dante.
guy is nasty. I love watching him play.
I'm
He's been
glad
so
that
up and
Dante's
down for
still
me.
there.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm glad he's still here. Like that, I thought that wasn't
worried.
going to happen.
I was worried.
And I was gonna say too, talking about the moves we made. I think Scott Fitter has done a really good job so far. But like last year, so looking back on it now, the Stephon Gilmore trade probably shouldn't have happened because he only played like 2 games.
Yeah.
you know. And
Well, I mean, we were losing.
Yeah.
We were losing quarterbacks left and right.
and he also traded.
He's
remember,
not wrong. We
if
went
you
through
remember-
6 of them last
yeah, we
year.
went through 6.
If you remember at the beginning of the year when Sam Darnold was doing really well, he had a good safety blanket in Dan Arnold.
Yep.
And then we traded him for that
We traded-
CJ Henderson guy.
We traded.
who
Yeah.
hasn't didn't really do much
He
for
hasn't
us
done
last
much
year.
for us. Dan Arnold, I think we should have held on to him now.
Looking back on it, yeah,
Yeah,
we
he was
should've.
good.
'Cause Tommy Trimble didn't do.
What I didn't like is Dan Arnold and Sam Darnold. That's hard.
Yeah,
That's hard, dude.
That's hard. Darnold to
Dan
Arnold.
Who at the fucking
Darnold
front
to
desk
Arnold.
thought that was a good idea?
But he was doing
was a good
well
player.
there.
He was a good
He
player.
was doing well
Yeah.
there. And then the fucking Jacksonville didn't use him at all.
No,
They-
yeah.
They tried. They just.
Jacksonville is an absolute train wreck.
Yeah, they're
dude.
terrible. so.
I kind of feel bad for them, honestly. I feel bad for what's his name, their quarterback,
Trevor Lawrence.
good old Trevor. like to literally have like almost your entire career with maybe one loss, like from high school up to,
this
and then you
is
get
why-
stuck with the Jaguars.
This is why I've been shouting for years to like do the draft differently. Stop giving the shittiest fucking teams the best players. Why do they
and
deserve
just
the best-
ruining them.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
completely ruining
Like,
them.
if you want to see how great Trevor Lawrence truly is, put him on a team that doesn't like suck so much balls.
Yeah, or
You know,
like I don't know. Maybe incentivize going for those first round picks.
I mean,
when
imagine
something like that happens.
I'm with Nick. I don't know what the answer is, but you've got to get rid of the worst team in the league getting the first round pick.
Imagine if Cam had a better win-loss record his first 2 years if he didn't go to Carolina at first, because we were horrible. We were like 2 and whatever, but the year before we got him with fucking
I
Jimmy
tell you what, I
Clausen
was
at
so
quarterback.
excited about that though because I fucking hated Jake Delhomme by the time he left.
He
Just-
he
I
was
fucking
was
hated
it all the
Jake
air
Delhomme.
balls?
Yeah, man.
The
The
air
only
balls?
reason they did anything ever is because Steve Smith is the one, dude.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think
Best fucking
Steve Smith is literally the greatest player of all
goat,
time.
dude.
Yeah, he definitely helped Jake's career. Now I love Jake. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But like, and Jake was a great quarterback.
Loved. Past tense.
Yeah.
He was like the year they went to the
I
Super
think
Bowl.
Steve loved Jake because he knew like
did.
Jake would just airball it,
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna be
Yeah,
there.
and Steve
Like,
loved that
but if
because
you-
he's like, now I get to go up and do my thing, and then
you go
and then
back and
tell
watch
people
that-
to ice up, son.
You
Like,
watch some of that 2003 season and then watch him in Super Bowl 38, dude. He went toe to toe with Tom Brady in that game.
Oh, absolutely.
Like he arguably was better than Tom Brady in that game.
In that game, yes.
Yeah.
I don't know at that time.
he
Like
wasn't better than Brady at cheating.
I do think we got screwed out of that game. I really did.
We did.
And,
we got screwed out of the game with Denver too.
And didn't Steve?
Yeah,
well,
Von Miller's
yeah.
bitch ass fucking doing illegal hits and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm willing
Dude,
to bet
nobody remembers-
Von Miller's illegal hit on Cam Newton in the Super Bowl that straight up was like, yeah, we're not calling that.
Well, I don't know if you remember this, but in that same game, remember Philly Brown?
Yeah.
So
Whatever happened to him?
I don't know. But anyways, Philly Brown was like going towards the end zone, and fucking this is when Denver had Aqib Talib, and
yeah.
Aqib Talib took
Talib.
him
He's
by
dirty
his
as
fucking
fuck.
face mask
He's
and
dirty
jerked
as
him.
fuck, dude.
Like I was like, what the fuck is going on in
man.
this game? You know,
a bunch of crucial missed calls, dude. That
oh, you know what? Yeah, you know what ruined that game was the Jericho Cotchery no catch thing that happened in there, because that was a catch and the refs ruled it as a non-catch.
Yeah.
and that kind of ruined our momentum. For
But
the rest
I
of the
think
game.
that one hit that Von Miller put on Cam Newton ended Cam Newton's career. It just
think
took
that
a
was
few.
the
It
one?
just took a few years for it to happen.
well, there was
It definitely did the injury.
What?
And
Are
then
you-
Cam
are you
He
ruined
just
the
came
rest
in
of it.
head to
Hey.
head, straight to the side of his head. Cam
Are
didn't even
you
see it
talking
coming.
about the Super Bowl? Because they did open up
Yeah.
the next season against Denver as well in
Yeah,
2016.
no, I'm talking about in the Super Bowl.
Because I'm in that. So in
like
that
to see that
2016
hit.
opener, we had like a final drive on that game, dude. Cam was getting like obliterated in that game, but this wasn't the two. You might be right though, but I remember in that 2016 game on that final drive we had, he still put us in position to win the game, but Graham Gano missed the field goal.
Because, dude,
But-
in 15 when he was on, dude, Cam Newton couldn't be beat.
Yeah.
He
Oh, no.
straight up could not
Unless
be
you-
beat.
unless you were
and then
Atlanta.
all of a sudden, he's
Are you
bottom
talking?
shelf.
Are you talking about that situation right there? Can you see that? They didn't go head to head, but
Oh no, that's not the hit.
Vaughn definitely lifted him up.
Yeah, that's not the hit.
I wanted to.
See, I
oh,
thought-
there.
Yeah, see,
No,
they
that's-
were wearing orange in the Super Bowl. That's the Super Bowl.
no. That's the 2016 game I'm talking about.
Oh, really?
That's head to head.
Super Bowl, we were wearing black.
You're right. Okay, so
Yeah.
it was the next
No,
season. You
no,
called
but
it.
so now we're on the same page. Yeah,
Yeah.
that final drive, dude, he was getting
Ow.
whacked.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I'll
because
see
we
if-
didn't have an O line.
I'm gonna find that clip and put it in this for our video, guys. But yeah, it's definitely, you can see it's definitely to the side of Cam's face, and it's from behind.
And they never
Like,
called the shit. And not only did they
Yeah.
not call it, but they told him they wouldn't. Yeah.
so
See
stupid.
what was so disappointing about that game was that was Carolina's chance for redemption.
Yeah.
And Cam, like I said, on that drive, Cam got us down in field goal range, and Graham Gano just shanked it. We could have won the game on that field goal.
Good old Dick Toes Gano, dude.
Toes gonna.
Oh, now he did.
He was great for us for a long time,
Yeah.
man. But he
He kick that 63-yard game winner for us against New York a few years ago. That was awesome.
Yeah.
It's a crapshoot with kickers, man. Like I feel like even the greatest kicker, it's just like,
Dude,
who knows what this ball's gonna do?
There for a minute,
Like,
Gano was the greatest kicker. Like he
Yeah.
was the most consistent, dude. It's like fucking a ridiculous number of attempts without ever missing.
Yeah,
one.
he was.
And
He was really good for us.
he
for
had
a while.
he had a streak going,
Yeah.
dude. But when that streak ended, he was done.
I had high hopes for Joey Sly, but Jesus Christ, he couldn't kick it straight to save his life.
power.
Yeah, he had
but
a hell of
that's
a
about
leg.
it.
But
What is he still in Washington?
he might be. Yeah.
I think he's still in Washington.
Yeah.
He's just following Ron Rivera around, just like Kyle Allen.
Dude, I don't know if
I
you
love
noticed,
it.
but there was a lot of people that did.
yeah, just yeah,
Thomas
they want,
Davis.
And if it wasn't
The Washington
if it wasn't
Commanders.
Washington Commanders, then it was Buffalo Bills. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they've been picking up our scraps
Mario
for
Addison,
years, dude.
Star Latulele,
Dude.
went there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who is
didn't Kelvin Benjamin end up with Buffalo for a
Yeah,
little
he
bit?
did. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
He only I don't even think he made it to the season because like he caught a pass and was like being a big shit about it, but it was like a preseason game, and he got injured like a couple games later. Didn't even like play the whole season.
Poor
And
guy.
I was like, no, man, fuck Kelvin Benjamin, big ass mouth, dude.
Bless his heart.
He could have been. He could have been so
Sorry.
good.
He
was
could
just
have
so
been, man,
lazy.
but he was
Yeah.
he just he
He's
didn't
a big
want it, dude. He didn't
motherfucker.
want it. He
Like-
got fat.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah.
Well, see, at least in the who was it? Was it Eddie? Was it Eddie Lacy? Is that his name?
Yeah, he was. Real
Eddie
fat
Lacy
too.
was real fat too, but at least he fucking still played. Like they were worried about his weight and everything, and he's just like, "Nah, I got this." And you hand off the ball to fat Eddie Lacy, and he still got through the fucking line and still was as agile as he was. And it was just like, why are you even concerned with this guy's muscle mass?
Yeah.
Like
Tolbert was another one with the Buffalo Bills.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Tolbert.
Yeah. And then the Commanders, so they have like Kyle Allen, like you said. Thomas Davis played with them when he left us.
The old Panthers
Yeah.
are now the Washington Commanders.
Obviously, Ron Rivera.
much.
Taylor Heineke was
Josh
quarterback
Allen,
for us.
or Kyle Allen.
Because I remember when we were at that game last year at the Washington game, I was like, why did Taylor Heineke not do this good when he was with us? Why did he suck when he was with us?
Because we didn't have an O-line.
That's a good point. Taylor Heineke.
Well, Washington that day didn't have
was
a great
impressive.
O-line, but dude, I remember in that game we had him at 4th and fucking 15 or whatever it was, and he scrambles out of the pocket and finds a dude open.
He was looking like some Russ Wilson shit,
Yeah.
just pulling it right out of the pocket, taking his time. And
And unfortunately, that was Cam's best game of the year last year. You know, so he actually played well in that game, and then
y'all
but the
think
defense
Cam
decided to
will
fucking.
play this year?
No.
I don't think so.
I don't think he will. Either.
I don't think anybody's gonna pick him up.
It would make sense.
Now the Browns.
for the Seahawks to get him, it would make sense because they fucking need somebody, man.
Well,
They've
the
got
Browns,
Drew Lock and Gino that are
The
about
Browns
to
could have
battle
signed
it
Cam.
out.
Instead, they signed fucking. Did you see they signed Josh Rosen?
They
Yeah.
did. They tried out Josh
Another
Rosen
fucking
and
great Browns decision right there.
Yeah.
they tried out Josh Rosen and another guy, and they thought Josh was the best. So we're potentially. Well, it tells me that they have no faith in Jacoby Brissett.
Right.
They've still got. I think that would leave them with 4 or 5 quarterbacks, counting Deshaun.
Deshaun,
I think it's 5.
Jacoby, Josh Dobbs, Josh Rosen.
Josh Rosen.
Who's
Okay, maybe 4.
yeah.
Maybe 4. So if that's the case, I can understand. I don't know. I feel like Jacoby Brissett would probably be better than Josh Rosen. And
yeah.
maybe just at a test. Maybe just because Jacoby looks more consistent throwing the ball. But Josh Rosen, to be fair, he was a Buccaneer. He did get to practice with Tom Brady. Maybe he learned something and we just don't know it yet.
Yeah.
Someone's giving him an opportunity.
Maybe.
He's been on. Dude, he was drafted in 2018. He's been on 5 teams.
Yeah.
How do you get on that many teams?
He kind of got fucked first. I mean, the Arizona Cardinals dropped him first year, right?
Yeah,
So-
because they got Kyler.
They got Kyler,
and now
then
they're
let him
paying
go.
him the most money ever. So
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a whole Ryan Tannehill thing where it's like Ryan couldn't make it work, and then all of a sudden with the Titans, he
Couldn't
seems
live up to
more
the hype.
consistent.
I don't think
know?
Ryan Tannehill was on 5 teams though before he went to the Titans. I think the Dolphins was his only team.
Yeah, that's a
think.
good point.
So,
But I don't think he started when he went to the Titans. I think he just ended up there. And then,
Right.
yeah. Yeah, because I think that year the Titans still started with Marcus Mariota.
Yeah.
And then they got Ryan midway through the season. or
That's
whatever.
another thing. It didn't Marcus go somewhere?
He's with Atlanta now. He's technically their starter.
He's technically the starting quarterback. So that's going to be interesting since it's divisional.
I'm just kind of glad to see Matt Ryan go away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Matt Ryan is kind of, I compare Matt Ryan as just a slightly more fun to watch Tom Brady. It's one of those things where it's just it's not really fun to watch, but at least occasionally he throws a long ball.
Yeah.
At least occasionally he gets it out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Matt Ryan's never really been fun for me to watch.
It was fun to watch him blow that lead.
Yes.
That was
Oh my
fun.
God. I
never
loved it.
I never wanted Tom
Absolutely
Brady and the Patriots to win anything.
Except for
But
that
I'll
day.
be, but I'll be damned. Look at that one. Holy God.
Yeah,
And-
that was
and
a hell of
blew
a fuck up.
lead.
And I was I was ready, at halftime of that game, I was ready to, concede. I'd be, all right, congratulations, Atlanta. Y'all won your Super Bowl. And then I started watching the second half, and I was like, okay.
My God.
All right.
This has got interesting.
Yeah.
How do y'all think he'll do with the Colts?
The Colts seem to be just, real dead set on just getting rolling with veterans the last few years. And
Well, I think they definitely they trust the running back. It's Taylor,
Jonathan Taylor.
JT.
I was kind of hoping that Carson Wentz would bounce back because, dude, in that 2017 season when he was MVP, dude, like he said with Cam, like he was unstoppable that year.
I don't know what it is with Carson. I think Carson's kind of got that Cam energy where it's just like the man is like too eager to put his life on the line every fucking play. You know what I mean? And he just gets fucked.
Hit me, motherfucker.
He was playing last year with 2 broken ankles. Did y'all know that?
Jesus. Well, he the year that MVP
he was
season
playing with 2 broken ankles.
That MVP season when he tore his AC, that's the season they won the Super Bowl with Nick Foles.
Oh, and Nick Foles filled in.
And then, but when
Nick Foles was on it in that Super Bowl game too.
Yeah, he tore his ACL like kind of close to the end of the year, but he still went out and played the next play. With a tore ACL.
Dude, the guy's a monster. But at the same time, it's just like maybe quarterback's just not your position in the NFL.
Right.
Just because of that, because he's just too eager to hurt himself. Like, when I think, honestly, Christian's got a little bit of that energy where it's just like, all right, Christian, it's time. You need to know your limit, right. And I think Christian's like, no, there is no limit. And it's just like, nah, man, there is for running backs. There is.
The thing about Christian's injuries, though, is like they've been non-contact. So
yeah, a lot of his injuries have been caused by the fucking turf.
Yeah,
like just straight up turf injuries.
That's what caused it last year.
Turf monster.
when we played Houston in week 3 last year.
Yeah. You just watch it.
You just
watch
saw him. He started popping. Yeah. Like he didn't get hit by anybody.
And, that shit happens to everybody all the time. Well, I think didn't we ditch AstroTurf or whatever it's called?
I don't know.
Didn't we go to normal grass in the stadium? Maybe not.
In our stadium?
Yeah, in our stadium.
I thought we've always had grass.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Didn't
sure.
they have it one year?
I don't think so.
Okay, maybe I'm a liar. I don't know.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I feel like we've always had just
It seems like
grass.
I saw a meme about it.
I think we might have like what is the word, sodded or whatever? Or like we might have.
We used some. Okay.
Done some landscaping.
It's new grass.
Yeah.
It's better grass. But yeah, I feel like there's enough Christian McCaffrey memes now that he will have a good year. Because everybody's like talking about he tried on the
Christian
new helmets
McCaffrey
and tore his
he
ACL.
tried on the new helmet, tore his ACL.
I thought that meme was hilarious.
It is funny, but at the same time, I feel like if Christian sees these things, he's just going to be like, "I'm going to show you, motherfuckers."
Yeah.
Like,
I hope so.
Well, that's what like.
He's like, ACL or not, I'm going.
You remember last year I had the number 1 pick in our fantasy draft, so I was like, okay, I'm going to take Christian, obviously. And I told her this year I was like, if I were to get the number 1 pick again, I don't know. And she was like, if you don't take him though, he's going to fucking do great.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I don't think he's number 1.
Probably
anymore.
Not this year.
In the last couple of years,
he's played enough to be number 1.
Yeah, but I mean, okay. So the first year I played fantasy football, I got Christian.
Yeah,
and it was so satisfying. I still lost, but at the same time, like it was just that was where the majority of my points were coming from.
Right.
And so, of course, the next 2 years we've played it 3 years, haven't we?
Yeah,
3 years altogether.
I started in 19. I think it was the first year I did it.
Yeah, so we started.
That was Christian's like breakout fucking year too.
And I think that's the year I got him in our league.
Yeah.
Okay, so then after that, everybody's like prepared to take Christian.
Right.
Then you get the injuries. You still get a little bit of work out of him, and then the next year he's just.
Yeah, I had him last year. It was not good.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where I don't think he's definitely your number 1 pick. I do think he's top 5. I don't think you have a choice with running backs when it comes to fantasy football. Yeah. It's like you kind of need to take the good ones early because they're going to be gone.
Yeah.
It's like the top 3 is like Derrick Henry, Dalvin Cook, Christian. I don't know. JT, Jonathan Taylor was the highest point player last year in fantasy, so I imagine he will go early. And I'm excited, as weird as this is, I'm excited for the Dolphins, fantasy-wise. Because, like, I feel like I always end up with a bunch of fucking Dolphins players,
right.
And I don't realize how. Like, I'm just like, this is a good player, and then, like, the Dolphins just do trash. But it's one of those things where this year they actually do have some good players.
Right.
Like, so I wonder, because, like, I had Raheem Mostert last year because I was just banking off of, San Francisco being, phenomenal, and I ended up with 4 of their running backs in one league.
Wow.
But they kept going through them, so I just kept picking up the next one, and they were all doing fine.
Yeah.
So it was Tevin Coleman, he's doing great. Then it was what's his name? I can't remember his name. I think he's still over there. He's still a Dolphin. I can't remember his name. He was Gaskins. Was it Miles Gaskins? No, he's always been a Dolphin.
I'm not sure.
Who was it? I can't remember. Anyways, but Raheem was at the back of the line.
Right.
It was Jarrett McKinnon and then Raheem. But all 3 of those guys were out, and then I got Raheem, and he just fucking plowed. And I was just great. So I'll get him the next year. And then he got hurt. And then I'll get him the next year. He got hurt. And now he's with the Dolphins. So I feel maybe if he's with a different team, nobody will pick him up because he's a Dolphin. And I'll get Raheem Mostert back. He's a fast motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
The Dolphins are trying to be Kansas City right now.
Yeah.
They're just picking up all the fastest players they can find.
It worked for Kansas City.
Yeah, it worked for Kansas City. Well, they still have some of the fastest players.
Yeah.
But football.
It's kind of nitpicky, but with talking about the field and everything, I wish Carolina would go back to having the black end zone with the blue letters. The last 2 years, they've just had the plainest fucking looking end zone.
Yeah.
I think for a football game, you should definitely have something about your stadium.
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah. And
if that's what it is, then
I love the end zone when it was all black and had the blue letters. Maybe it costs too much.
If they just been doing kind of white lettering, or just black?
So in they got rid of it after 19. In 2020, it was just blue with a green, just grass rest of the end zone. And then last year, I think the letters were black with a blue outline, but it was still, the rest of the end zone was still just grass. And I was
the contrast was kind of weird.
It looks so plain. Anyways, but that's just kind of nitpicky, I guess. It is cool that they, eventually put the Panther in the middle of the field, I guess.
Yeah, cool.
I did like that move.
Yeah.
When and I do think our social media team is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, they kill it.
Watching the animated Panther now walk through the stadium and stuff. That's fucking
that shit
cool.
was dope.
I gotta. That's all good stuff.
They're finally going to have some content too now that this week training camp starts. So now they're finally going to be able to actually put some shit out there.
Did you see I can't remember when it came out, but it was I guess a Panthers promo video sort of thing for the players. But it was an all 90s themed.
Yeah.
I guess it was
I missed that one.
It was fucking cool.
I think it was for the draft or something.
Yeah, it was for the draft. That's what it was. But the way they did it was just so. It was straight up 90s. Yeah. It was like dude getting off his bike, going into his house, getting on a dial-up computer, and shit's happening. There's a Tamagotchi in the sumbitch. They straight up captured the 90s in that whole shoot, and I'm I wonder what the budget for that was.
Tamagotchi. Yeah, they must have dropped some coin on that.
I don't know. It may have not been that hard, but they definitely had to borrow somebody's house because it was straight up a 90s theme house, small, very very square. How every room leads into the next.
Yeah,
that's kind of the 90s Full House.
Yeah.
But yeah, they did it right. That's still some cooler stuff and I follow other because I'm still a Bears fan, but there's no reason really for me to be a Bears fan anymore.
I get it.
I do hope Justin Fields does good. I was initially a Bears fan, and then as I got older, I became a Panthers fan, if that sort of makes sense.
It does.
So it's one of those things where it's if the Bears do something, that's my other team. That's my number two.
I get it.
But
I get it.
But there's no reason to pay attention. And if any time it's going to be this year, and if not, then I'm just going to stop. But I follow their social media, and it's not near what the Panthers have going on. It's there's so much more entertainment.
Where we don't excel on the field, we will excel off, I guess.
Yeah, well, and I mean the way we present our players and stuff, they're not afraid to spend money on promo pictures.
Yeah,
they're not afraid to make the Panthers look good.
Well,
even if we're not.
It's funny too because we're talking about they're having the black helmets for I guess a couple games this year, but it's I feel like every team has done that this year now, because
everybody's changing their helmets for sure. what was it? I saw the Bengals. They're doing
all white with black stripes
or white and black stripe, like a
white
tiger.
Bengal
tiger,
yeah,
which I think is cool as fuck.
Yeah.
As much as I hate Atlanta, I don't know if you saw Atlanta's, but theirs actually looked kind of cool. It looked like a Coca-Cola sort of theme going on.
Really?
On there, yeah.
Well, I thought they definitely changed everything last year, and everybody was like making fun of them because they were like Meme Machine.
Yeah,
that's kind of what they look like. But then if they're doing a Coca-Cola theme, that or just some sort of like script.
I think the Saints they unveiled like a all black helmet that where the Saint emblem is still gold or whatever, so they're gonna wear like a black helmet at some point this
They
year.
already wear all black uniforms.
I don't think
that's
they've.
one
I don't
of
think
our colors.
But I don't think they've ever worn a black helmet though. The Saints.
But I guess the Saints technically.
I think their helmets have always been
black
gold.
and gold. Yeah, they've always been gold. I don't know. It's definitely going to be an interesting year because like in just about every team has been muffled. I don't know if there's a consistent team anymore. Like you could say that this is the same team that played last year. No.
Yeah.
It's going to be a big. It's almost like a fantasy draft happened, really. Like just where it was like, everybody started fresh, sort of. I mean, there's key features, but like, especially like watching big number players go to another team and multiple of that happening.
Right.
That's what kind of, it's just like, how did this fucking happen? How did this all, the whole offseason
How did we end
crazy.
up here?
Yeah. How did Russell Wilson become a Bronco?
Right.
Like who let that happen? Who let that happen? That's they're going to be everyone one to watch next year. That's another LA, a Rams situation.
Oh yeah,
a frustrated quarterback going to a decent team other than the quarterback.
Yeah,
and then they're in the Super Bowl. Like the Broncos need another one. Like, come on,
right?
Yeah,
come on. But
Russell's already got a ring too, doesn't he?
He does.
Yeah.
I think he's only got one though, which is kind of sad for a
Oh well, yeah. When
player
you live
of his
in
caliber.
when you live in the time of Tom Brady and motherfuckers got to be greedy and have them all to his damn self.
Yeah, if you weren't a Saint or a Seahawk, that's about you're probably the only players that ended up getting anything during that time. But yeah,
Russell
that and the New York Giants.
Oh, and the Giants.
Eli will always have a special place in my heart. Fuck yeah, Eli.
If Eli did nothing his entire career but that,
it's not for me.
I don't care about any statistic. He beat him 3 times.
Yeah,
was it 3 times?
Had Tom Brady
2 times. Sorry.
Had Tom Brady fucking going, dude, with that stupid look on his face, just like Tom Brady's like, I can't figure him out.
And Eli's just dead in the eyes.
Well, actually, it's funny if you look at it. There's ways that Tom Brady could have lost every Super Bowl he played in, except for maybe the very first one against the Rams. But Carolina, like John Casey on that final kickoff that we gave to the Patriots, he kicked it out of bounds, and so it gave the Patriots like the ball on the 40-yard line. So he didn't have to drive very far to get Vinatieri in field goal range.
There's always been a player that saved him in most of them.
Like
Tom Brady's definitely won games by himself.
Then there's the next Super Bowl that he was in the next year against Philadelphia. Terrell Owens' leg was like broke, and he still played.
Right.
And so stuff like that. And then
Terrell Owens is a beast too.
Then of course
he talked about coming back. I don't know if he actually did, but he was like, "I'm gonna just show y'all."
He played
Owens?
He played in that. He played in a game with like Johnny.
Doing that now, ain't he?
Well, he played in a
it's the
game
Tom
with
Brady situation
Johnny.
where he's just like,
There's some other league going on right now that Johnny Manziel is playing in, and Terrell was actually playing wide receiver.
Yeah,
in that.
Well, I think his intentions was to come back into the NFL, which I think is dumb, and he's going to get fucking killed.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like Tom Brady's setting a precedent. But he's also playing quarterback, and he's playing safe quarterback. Yeah, meaning I'm just going to throw away the ball.
Meaning you can play for years and years and years without sacrificing your body to a certain extent. Like, I mean, he still takes some hits and shit,
on
but
every play for the most part. Unless he was getting a touchdown, he got hit on every play. And I'm sure he's in a lot more pain than Tom Brady is. Yeah. I don't get it, but hey, it's not my body. It's not my body. He can do whatever he wants. Do y'all want to stay on football? Y'all want to move it?
What else you got?
Well,
you said you had something.
I've just got kind of some random stuff. I mean, we obviously talked about your project, and
I do want to talk to you a little bit about tattooing. If that's,
Ooh, that's a good one.
yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
we
So-
wanted. I wanted to get into other hobbies, and I knew I had talked to both him and Needham about the tattooing because I knew you did that.
Right.
But they kind of acted like that's just a done thing now.
It is.
It is a done thing.
It is.
If I could show
So
the-
I can't get one.
I can show my
No,
camera
but
right
I'm
here.
an untatted body.
I don't know if you
want
can
to
see
tap my
it,
body
but
anyways.
this tattoo he did for me last year.
I'll see if I can zoom in.
Okay.
Here, one second. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, it's a microphone with a bunch of music notes and stars around it, and it looks badass.
Yeah, you've done so much good work, and I'm really.
Thanks,
and
man.
I've looked at it, and I'm really curious as to why. Is it just time?
No, man. Like I've got some baggage, you know, and
I get that.
and it's the tattooing world is constantly frustrating, and I couldn't allow myself to just keep being frustrated by, you know, like technically when you're a tattoo artist you work for yourself, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I get a 1099. That's not a W-2. I'm an independent contractor. I work for myself, but you have to do it somewhere. And somebody else's shop,
And you have
and
to
the
rent a
guys,
booth.
yeah, and the guys that own that shop always want more out of you. Always want more and more out of you. And all the clients that come in, not all the clients, obviously, Nick's a cool dude, but
Yeah.
a lot of the clients that come in always want something for free. And it's
just
and
hard.
and the money that you get is never, it's always fluid. It varies based on the time of year, based on what's going on. And there's ups and downs, and nothing about it is structured, or there's no security in it at all. You know, like, so if you don't work, you don't eat.
Unless you
Then-
got a client with like
yeah,
just
like-
needs like a whole lot. you
yeah,
know.
but
consistent.
even then, eventually you're gonna be done, and you gotta go find a new client now.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a constant hustle, man. And I had a lot of hustle in me, man. But eventually, between the shop owners that I worked for and the clients that came into these shops that always wanted something for free and were trying to get one over on me and trying to negotiate, and I'm like, yeah, no, the price is what I say it is.
Yeah,
That's what
it's art,
it is. That's what it's
you
going
know.
to cost you. You know, like.
For my time.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I was good. I was real
phenomenal.
good at what I did, and you know, so there was demand there, and I stayed fairly busy, and I tattooed for probably about 7 years,
Yeah.
and I had a great time doing it most of the time, but you know, between all those factors, and then being frustrated all the time, and the baggage that I've got anyway, like I was just like, I can't do
hard to
this
deal with
anymore.
things.
I can't. It's exhausting, dude. I can't do this shit anymore. Can't do this shit anymore. So yeah, I
So
just
it's not
work on the band
necessarily
now.
the art.
No, I love
or
the
it's
art.
not really the tattooing itself.
Yeah,
It's just the
the
whole
people.
business and what it encompasses.
it's full of nothing
get
but
that, man.
scoundrels, dude. They're all scoundrels, and
I get
everybody's.
So you wouldn't ever consider, like, you know, just kind of setting up your own or getting your own kind of setup where you don't have to work for a shop owner?
Well, I thought about that, but if I do my own setup, I've got to figure out how to pay for that setup, and to pay for
Yeah.
that setup, I've got to work my ass off.
Yeah.
And it's still in the same business, so
You're still dealing with the same clients.
you know, yeah, and the same
Still
shit
dealing
over
with-
and over again. It's just a different location, and just because my name's on the door doesn't change the nature of the business.
Right.
You know, so
Yeah, so it's just
yeah.
It
I
in
was just
general,
like,
it didn't meld with
yeah, I was a shooting star, man. I burned bright. Everything was great. You know, met a lot of cool people. Left my mark on this entire area.
Yep.
You know, and now I'm done, and that's okay.
and that's just the end of it.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I didn't ask this, but is music kind of the full-time thing now? That's what's making your money?
Yeah,
Or is
pretty
there-
much. Well, no, make it money wise. I'm on VA disability for PTSD.
Oh, okay. So,
So
you
that's-
were in the military.
Yeah, I did 4
Oh,
years in the
shit.
Marine Corps. We could
Well-
have talked about that
well,
too.
thank
I thought
you.
Yeah, no problem.
I had no idea you were in the military.
Yeah, man, way back in the day. But yeah, I came out a little with the baggage, a little messed
Yeah,
up in the head.
I get that.
And I've
We've
really
got
only
listeners
just, yeah,
that
I've
kinda
really
going
only
through the
just
same
started
stuff.
dealing with all of that in the last in the last 2 years. And, I've been out for more than 15 now, and that 15 years, dude, that was a tough 15 years.
Just
Had a
trying
hard
to
time.
ignore it.
Just trying to fucking live, dude. It was ridiculous. And that frustration, man, and it builds over time. And, I do therapy, and I don't know what's what yet, but, like, some of it's trauma-based, and some of it's just, like, the Marine Corps will just turn you into something that has no place in the civilian world. Yeah. So, like, having to deal with that, and then, like, and music's always been the thing. So, like, ever since I got out, I've always played music in one way or another, and that's, like, it's cathartic, it's my thing, and it allows for a lot of emotional release without it being in any way destructive. And I love, that's why I love music, because it's real magic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I've been working on that now that I've got the VAs taking care of me enough to the point where I don't have to work to survive. I get to put all my focus into the band. So
the love,
it's not, I'm not doing it for the money. Hopefully eventually the money will come, but I want to get it busy enough so that everybody else in my band can quit their jobs too.
Exactly.
Exactly. I'm already there, and this is just, regardless of what else happens, dude, this is just what I do now, So, like, it works out well for me, and I'm having a good time. I'm finding new ways to have a good time doing it. You know what I mean?
With the VA thing, is that something that that never runs out or anything like that? Is that something that stays with you
life
till you die?
Yeah,
okay, well that's good.
If we're gonna ask men and women of our state to go get that fucked up, whether it be in the head or physically, I think y'all deserve it, man.
It's a funny thing, because, like, you'll see a meme on the internet here and there where they always sound so cheesy, but, like, U.S. soldier, Marine, whatever, writes a check to the country up to and including life. And they don't use most guys, at least nowadays, it's gotten a lot better. We don't lose as many people as we used to.
Exactly.
And that's great. But
they still don't come back.
What they don't tell you is that you'll keep your life, but we're going to take everything else. Yeah. And trying to come back from that is quite the experience.
Yeah.
But they're taking care of me now, so I can
at least
find my balance in society and where I can contribute without being beaten down to the point where, like, I end up wanting to hurt somebody.
Exactly,
you know what I mean?
Man.
Like, because that's what it was coming down to, and I've always been really good at controlling it and managing my anger, but it's always been right here.
Yeah.
And as soon as it gets up
really.
here and I can't control it anymore, I started feeling myself losing that control. And I was like, if I don't stop this, then I'm going to end up hurting somebody or doing something
tattoo
stupid.
going through somebody's neck.
Like dude. And it turned into way more than what I even realized was going on in my own head, but, like, that was what was required for me to be able to confront it, because, like, in 15 years, I haven't confronted any of it. All I've done is just continued to remove triggers, run away from it, but I didn't know what else to do, Yeah. And I'm like, oh, well, and I had a revelation when I started going to the VA that since I got out of the Marine Corps, other than being in bands and playing music, I've been fired from every job I've ever had. Since I got out of the Marine Corps, man, I have a real problem with authority, and bosses think they can talk to you some kind of way, and I never got charges, but
but working for people, I mean, that's just not for everybody.
No,
that's
it's
just
not
the way it is.
And I ain't one of them. The Marine Corps, I don't know how it worked out, because the Marine Corps is nothing but structure and authority. But I have a real problem with authority now.
Well, but I mean, you've dealt with it for so long.
Yeah.
If you were there, you said you were kind of submerged within it for about 7 years altogether.
Tattooing, yeah.
Tattooing.
Yeah.
Oh, so how long was you?
I was in the Marine Corps for 4 years.
For 4 years.
Yeah.
Well, still in that 4 years time, you're having to deal with it.
Yeah, and and it's not just spending 4 years in the military. Because,
do you need more water?
I'll take a little bit more water.
I'll go grab water. Y'all talk.
It's not just about spending 4 years in the military either. It's about they something just went down. Oh, it's this.
Sorry, man. We're back.
It can all be edited.
Yeah, just not being in the military.
Yeah, because you don't just be in the military; they break you down and build you into something different.
Yeah, and it's hard for me to really imagine it, you know, because I've never done anything like that, you know, and I have a huge appreciation for people that go and do stuff like that, because it takes balls, dude, you know, and I can only imagine, you know, some of the things you might have seen, or you know, something like that, and you know, so, and obviously we don't have to go into detail, but yeah, so I would hope that you're taken care of in some way.
I'm getting there now. I've only just started the process 2 years ago, and if anybody that's ever dealt with a VA, you know, everybody knows it's a long process, and because there's a lot of paperwork involved, and a lot of figuring out what the issues are and how to do something about it. And the VA is not a small organization, and there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of stuff to work through, and you know, so it takes time, and they've got a lot of people to help. So
yeah,
it's trying to get an appointment made. You know, you get an appointment made, and if for whatever reason you aren't able to make that appointment and you got to reschedule it, then you end up at the back of the line, and it's going to be another 3 months or whatever before you can make another appointment for whatever it was.
Is that why maybe you didn't seek that out, like when you got out?
No, and I couldn't tell you why now, but it always seemed to me when I got out, I was like, "No, I'm good. I'm good."
It was like a pride thing.
No, it wasn't a pride. It was naivete.
Oh, okay.
I was naive. I don't know. I couldn't appreciate how deeply I had been cut. You know what I mean? Like, and
Oh shit, I missed a lot.
I meant emotionally with the baggage, you know.
Okay. Yeah, got it.
But asking why it took him so long to get the VA benefits and
I
stuff.
think
I spent 15 years distracting myself with trying to live life.
Not to interrupt you, but like that's literally all my friends that are in the military. That's the case. It's like they don't know they need help. They're not assessed beforehand to tell them that they need help.
Yeah,
and obviously the military knows what you did, knows what you've been through, knows what you've dealt with. So it's like they just weren't informed that they needed any of this, and then they just go on years of battling something, and they're totally oblivious.
Yeah,
you know,
but the more and more we talk about the mental illness and how it's affected by people in the military and the experiences you get when you're in the military, the more and more we end up doing something about it eventually. You know, like we're taking our sweet ass time, but it gets better. It gets better every so often. Good, like man. Something happens, something changes, and
a realization.
And I mean, honestly, just even realizing, because it took me going to the VA and starting this process to realize and think about the fact that I had been fired from every job I've had for 15 years. Yeah. And it only just dawned on me then. And I was like, oh my God. Oh my God, dude. Like I never would have really thought about myself as the kind of person that would get fired a lot. You know, when I've got work to do and a job or whatever, like I'm not there to play, like to do the work. It makes time go by faster, and I'm trying to get home. Like, you know what I mean? So like but it was never about that. It was always about the attitude and how, like, I got frustrated. I worked at Pizza Hut one time delivering pizzas, man. Mm-hmm. And I would get frustrated with these couple of the managers that always worked together. And I'm pretty sure they were in a relationship together.
Oh, interesting.
Two
Pizza
women.
places had so much drama, man.
Oh, dude. Oh, my God. so much drama and so much weed smoke, dude. Like, it's a whole other thing.
So much, man.
But, like, they would...
Sorry, Pizza
They would do their whole thing and you know, close up their front of the store, but they would leave the kitchen wrecked, and I'd be the only one working. And I'd come home and I'd come back to the place after delivering a pie and see the kitchen wrecked, and I'd lose my shit, dude. Screaming, throwing metal pans everywhere, freaking the fuck out on this fucking dishwasher because it fucking won't open again, you know. And these girls were scared of me, dude. Scared of me, thought I was gonna fucking fuck somebody up.
See,
and I was like, honestly though, like deep down inside, that's not me. That's not who I am. I don't want to be a scary dude. But like,
was the situation
I had
you were
no
put
choice.
in.
Yeah, I had no choice. Like you you can only poke a bear so many times. You know what I mean?
I've ran a pizza restaurant. You shouldn't have ran into that situation. You shouldn't have, especially if you were just a driver.
Yeah, right? But see, I don't know, man. People just find a way to fucking push my goddamn buttons all the time, you know? And now I need therapy so I don't hurt them.
Well, I mean, that might be the issue. If management's not doing their job, that's part of your problem, too.
Yeah.
You know, you're just hitting some shitty places, and they're pushing you to the brink. And it's like, of course I'm going to go get fired.
Yeah.
They don't fucking know how to run a business.
Yeah.
They don't know what they're doing.
They don't know how to manage people or know how to fucking, you know, whatever.
You have no idea how many bad managers that I ran into. Well, I managed 3 Domino's.
Oof.
So King, Mount Airy, and Elkin. I wasn't very, very prominent in Elkin, but I was always around.
Right.
Like, so I got sent up there a lot because I'd do it.
Right.
Those were also the years I was working like 90-hour weeks between that and teaching music.
That's ridiculous.
That was stupid. But hey, you had to find your money somehow.
Yeah.
I was like right before I got into Norm.
It shouldn't take that much though. You know what I mean? Like, god dang, dude.
Well, I mean, in those years, it was like hard to find a job, and I had just gotten in a position where I could make $9.25 an hour. And no matter what I did, I tried to apply to different jobs. I tried a bunch of stuff. Could not find any more money than that.
Right.
For the longest fucking time. And then when I got on with National General, that was the most money I had made at the time.
Right.
But still, you know, everywhere's got their problems. But like, there was a lot of good managers at Domino's too. So don't get me wrong. Like they did have a habit of promoting
50-50?
the right person. It was definitely 50-50.
Okay.
Like there was no in between.
Right.
It was
You were
either
shit
this is
or
a
you
great
were amazing.
manager or an absolutely horrible manager. A lot of the times it was a worker that just talked themselves to the top and somehow did it. And that's typically how it happened.
Yeah.
You know, there was so many, because I never made it to a GM status, but I never really wanted to either.
Yeah.
Because I was like getting into playing music live more prominently, things like that, and I was trying to become more of a musician at that. I was fading out of that, working 90 hours a week.
Right.
Around that time, so but yeah, I'd like come open the King store, man. Like open it up for business about 3:00. A manager would relieve me. I'd drive up to Mount Airy, help them through their rush. So at the time, our franchise, 2 stores that had the most sales was Mount Airy and High Point.
Right.
So High Point was still double what Mount Airy was doing, but High Point had the college.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's High Point.
So they were open till like 2:00 in the morning. But Mount Airy had a shit ton of carry out, and I have no idea why. So like Domino's is always like a delivery business, but nah, trying to control the inside of the Mount Airy Domino's was crazy on a Friday night. But I go work through their rush, and then I go close Elkin, and then drive back to Winston, drive home. It was nuts, but it was making me enough money. And occasionally, if there was something going on or we had a need, I'd get on the road, make some tips.
Yeah.
You know, so I probably made some more money than just $9.25 an hour. But yeah, I've definitely met some managers where I'm just like, do you even know what you're doing? Like, I come and close your store, and like you're upset at me because you're missing all this fucking food. I just got here. I just got here. This ain't my fucking fault. Like, you know, but it's stuff like that, man.
Some
like
people,
it's just like, you're gonna blame it on me because I came here twice this week.
Yep.
Like. Yep. And I've been here a total of probably 6 hours because I'm literally closing and cleaning your store.
Right.
Like, that's all I'm here for.
Yeah.
Like,
I want some pizza now.
Yeah, I was actually just.
Everybody needs some pizza now.
Need pizza.
Poor pizza places. So tattooing or pizza, which was better?
Tattooing was better than pizza. I did not like delivering pizza.
Yeah, I liked delivering pizza. That's the only bit of it
That was the best bit in the whole place.
Getting in your car, driving a pizza down the road, giving them their fucking pizza, them handing you money, and you smoking a cigarette on the way back.
Yep.
That was the best shit ever.
And then the free pizza, dude. Like, I would be
pizza?
Even fucking delivering pizza, I made just enough to get the bills paid often enough that only some things got turned off every once in a while.
Occasionally.
So I was still broke as shit, and the only reason I was able to eat was because I had free pizza all the time.
Yeah, man.
And
we had Domino's tried to do a hot and ready pizza for a while. They tried. And at first they tried to do pepperoni, cheese, and sausages. Mm-hmm. So like a sausage pizza, a cheese pizza, and a pepperoni pizza. and we throw so much out because we were required by corporate to have so many ready at one time. I think we were required to have 3 of each.
Right.
And then after 2 hours, it's done. Like, you got to throw it out.
Damn.
So there was a lot, and I never brought home, like, from the beginning of the day pizza. Like, that pizza got thrown out. But there was so many times I brought home pizza out of the box after closing the store and freezing it. Straight up freezing it and then heating it up in the oven later.
Nice.
Well, I mean, we were in a predicament, and that was an easy way to eat.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, that helped.
Yeah, I never froze it. But I always came home with food.
Swear to God, if you
one time
froze it in the oven, it's as good as new.
Don't tell anybody.
Oh God!
But there was one time, like I stole two of the big ass bags of wings out of the back of the freezer,
like the most expensive thing in the store.
And and then I had a bunch of friends over at the apartment like that weekend, and we just like tray after tray after tray of wings coming just in and out of the fucking oven.
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever did that. I think probably the worst thing I did at Domino's. I gave them a lot of my time. I don't consider it stealing. There's a golden treasure. And I've been away from that place for a long time. I don't think there's any any way I can get in trouble for this. There's a forbidden food at Domino's. Have you ever had the chocolate lava cakes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Those things are delicious.
So they're delicious cooked. Imagine if they're not.
Are they frozen?
Yes. They are not. I wouldn't exactly say that they're frozen. They are mixed at a commissary. Mm-hmm. So like the batter itself is mixed. So it's like kind of like a brownie cake consistency. And it's mixed and they feel like little pie cups, sort of. Like the little, you know how you get those little pecan pies and stuff in the tin? They fill those tins with them. And then they put what I think is pudding. I think it is straight up pudding that they're putting in the middle of it. And then they cover the top with the same batter. And then they put it in a chill box. So I wouldn't say they necessarily like freeze it to where it's hard.
Yeah. But
they like refrigerate it and it solidifies. And so that mixture, what happens is you cook it in the tin and all. Just throw it on a pizza screen and throw it through the oven.
Right.
And when it comes out, you just flip it out of the tin. And then dress it, dress it with like powdered sugar or whatever. But you're probably not supposed to eat them uncooked. Because I think raw eggs is the problem.
Oh, yeah.
But I ain't scared of that shit. So
I do what I want.
There was, well, I mean, everybody eats cookie dough.
Yeah.
There was a girl that I worked with that did it the first time. And she was like, you have no idea how good it is. And I was like, okay, I've got to try it. So I tried it. Cody can confirm this because he got one. There was a deposit I forgot to drop off at the bank one time. And I remember I had to go back to the store. I had Cody in my car at like 1 o'clock in the morning. Went back to the store, got the deposit, then dropped it off. But I got like 2 of them out of the cooler. And Cody tried one, and he's like, "Oh my god, that is incredible!" So but so it comes out of the tin just as a kind of a brick, and you just bite it like a cookie, and it's just fucking great, man. It's incredible. But it's like I call it the forbidden food because you're not supposed to eat it, but like that, you're supposed to cook it. But it was so much better.
See, this
uncooked.
is why,
and you think it's good cooked. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So much better uncooked.
This is why I try to eat like dinner before we do these podcasts because now I'm
then
like
you get hungry.
freaking starving.
I did eat before we came. It's wearing off real quick.
Need some pizza in your life.
Yeah.
Now I did run across. So see, since I'm doing the keto thing, I can't really have sugar or anything.
Right.
But I did manage a keto pizza that is sort of good. And when I say sort of good, it's just like, if you jump into it with low expectations, you're going to be surprised.
Right.
Like that. It's one of those.
How do you
it's
do
just
a
like,
crust
no, this is pizza.
if you're going keto?
Okay, so what I used was you're supposed to use whey protein in it too, but I didn't have protein.
Right.
So really I could get it less calorie with the whey protein, but basically you use almond flour.
Oh, okay.
And it's mixed with a small bit of coconut flour and xanthan gum. Okay. And then what you do is you mix like some. I think the recipe calls for like coconut oil. I just use butter because I can have full fat butter and all that shit. So,
right.
But like butter and 2 eggs, mix that all together, and you end up with like a ball, and it's not like stretchy, doughy.
Right.
But it's kind of like the bottom of like a cheesecake, almost crumbly sort of feel. And then you roll that out into a circle, and then you bake that for about 5 to 8 minutes, roughly. So you bake the crust, and then when it comes out, it's kind of it's attached. It's together, you know. I think you do use a little bit of baking powder. But then you make your pizza, so then you use your keto sauce, cheese, pepperoni, whatever you want on the pizza. Then you broil that. You use the broiler over, and then just toast the top. So you've already cooked the crust. You don't really want to cook it again. But then it cuts and holds like a pizza, like a slice of pizza. But it's technically keto. It is one of those things. Like I can tell you, it's definitely a thing that when you start eating it, it's good, and when you're full, it's done. Like you don't want nothing else. Like you're just like nope, take it away. I never want to see that pizza again.
Right.
It's so much more filling than a normal pizza.
Weird.
Which is really weird. And I think that's why I was like, I'm supposed to use protein powder, and I feel like if I did that, it would be even worse. Like it would be even more.
Right.
Of one of those things. Like I don't think anybody can eat too much of that pizza. Like after 3 slices, you're just like, nope, don't want any more.
Right.
I had one of those cauliflower crust pizzas,
and
like
that's
frozen pizza.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
It was kind of like you said. Like at first, I was like, it's not bad, and then after a while, I was like, I don't know if I like this anymore.
I don't know if
it's
I
not
like
that
this
you don't
anymore.
necessarily like stop liking it. Like even Cody like was excited for it, but you could tell after like 2 pieces, Cody was just like, "We're done.
Yeah,
Like we're done here." It's just it's a different experience than pizza, but as you're holding it, everything looks
the same.
straight up like pizza. The texture's like pizza. The best I can explain it to is if you ever had a like a Red Baron frozen pizza. Mm-hmm. It's kind of similar, crust style. You know, where it's kind of thinnish. It doesn't really have a rise to it or anything.
Right.
It just tastes fine. Like that's kind of what
This is a slice of pizza.
It satisfies the urge for pizza, which I think is awesome. Which I don't know. I cover pizza and red pepper anyway, so I probably taste more red pepper than anything. So
It's the only way
I like the spice, man.
Yeah, I like to taste my food.
Yeah, but so with the tattooing, if given that you didn't have those problems, I guess customer, employer problems, then or working or being under somebody effectively, would you still see yourself doing it, or is it
I could see myself picking up a tattoo machine again, but it's not something I'll ever do again for a living.
Yeah. It's got to be
it's
more
not.
of
Yeah,
a
like
hobby.
it's got to be, even if it's just one person with one specific great idea that I've just like, oh my god, I have to do that.
Yeah,
I
I
want
have
to
to
do
do
that.
it.
I want to do that. Then I could see myself getting my shit together and setting it up where I go to this person's house and do it in their kitchen. I could see myself.
Oh, that's
doing
good. Well,
that.
that's good to know.
Yeah, I could see
Gotta have
myself.
some good ideas, man.
I could
need to
see
come up with a
myself
good
doing
idea.
that, but it's
because
yeah.
my next tattoo, I still want to go to you first. I mean, if you tell me no, then that's
So
fine.
Needham
but
wanted
like,
to be here so bad, man.
Yeah.
And I think it was because he was wanting to talk you back into the business. He
don't
straight up
doubt it.
says,
I don't
"I will
doubt it."
wait till I'm 50. I don't care what I got to do." He's going to do my next tattoo. So I was like, "Well, we'll see. We'll see." So there might be your answer, Needham. You got to come up with a good ass idea.
Pretty much all the tattoos on your body are yours
Oh,
that
have you done
you
your
did
own?
yourself.
No,
Or-
I've done a couple of my own. This is the first tattoo I've ever done right there.
Nice.
That's still really good,
Yeah.
man.
Rose right there. It's the
Yeah,
first
I think you
tattoo
showed
I've
me
ever
Here,
that
done.
one second, if you don't mind.
No, go ahead.
I'll get more zoom on that. But
Right there.
yeah, and I'll try to color correct it because
And then,
it doesn't do it justice. It is a lot better.
Yeah, no, pictures
the
of
camera.
tattoos never do them justice. Man. Not never. But I did that one on myself. That was the first one ever. And then after the pandemic happened and I didn't work for like 6 months. And
I imagine it would be really hard. for a
yeah, like
tattoo artist.
the minimum amount of time you had to be down, like that they shut everything down, was like 3 months. But I was like, I'm having a good time not working. Like,
I'm enjoying not doing
yeah,
this.
so I'll keep that going for a little while. And I was out for 6 months, and then when I went back, I did this little bird on my ankle here just to make sure that I could still, draw a clean line and all
Still get
that,
it.
and yeah, I still have
And
it.
obviously,
Yeah.
I mean, and I've got a friend that's just getting into tattooing.
Yeah.
And that's what she's doing. So she's had some kind of dummies, I guess, to work with. at first, and then now she's gotten to the point where it's just like, okay, so now it's time to do a tattoo. And her first one she did right where you're talking about, and I think she's working her way up her thigh. It's actually Sky. Sky's been dabbling in that, and I really want her to, honestly, because she's really good artist in general.
Right.
But she's the kind of person that like subjects her life to an employer. That's a great way to put it.
Right.
So I feel like honestly she would do better if someone would kind of let her loose a little bit more. I think if this tells you anything, she's been working for Waffle House for a while, and now she's gotten, I mean, she ended up like in a district manager position and walked down because it was just too much to handle. Oh wow. Well, I think someone came back too and like wanted that job, and she's like, yeah, take it. Nice. But at the same time, her dabbling in that, and I'm just like, there's something about you need to keep doing that. Keep doing that because it'll help you up here because you need to be drawing or doing something anyways. But yeah, so she's been testing everything on her. Like she's going to be her first test dummy. And then she's got her boyfriend Christian that she's done like 3 tats on now at this point. And he's like cool with it. Like just absolutely. Yeah, do whatever, you know.
Prepare to get disarranged.
But yeah, so she's been getting into it, and I think it's healthy for her. So if you had any advice to new tattoo artists, what would it be? That's kind of where I was trying to go with that. No.
The only thing that I want to make sure everybody was doing is staying clean. Don't be tattooing people without fucking gloves on. Don't be tattooing people in fucking basements and shit when you don't know what you're fucking doing. You know, like
clean equipment.
I've done clean equipment, clean practices. It's not just about the equipment; it's about practices. Because you know, I do your tattoo and I've got your shit all over my hands. I don't then go and touch my phone while I'm try
to talk to somebody.
Or touch my phone and pick it up and set it here, and you don't cross-contaminate, man. Bloodborne pathogens are a real fucking thing. Don't go
take a shit and not wipe.
Yeah. Straight up, man. Wipe that
clean
shit.
practices. So it's really not even about that.
And wash your hands.
You can do the shittiest tattoo in the world. Nobody cares. As long as it's clean.
I don't give a fuck if you've got the skills to tattoo or not, but where people really push their luck is by not doing it clean. Yeah. If she really wants to get started in doing it, go get a real apprenticeship. Don't just start sticking people because you want to.
Yeah. Well, and I think she got into it more as a hobby.
Yeah.
Here at first.
Well, that's the thing about tattooing, man.
But I think it'll move. I think it'll start to move.
You either do it or you don't. That's the thing about tattooing, man.
And I guess when I say a hobby, like I think she's more comfortable with drawing on herself than she is with someone drawing on yourself.
That's all.
That sort of makes sense.
Yeah, that's all well and good, and even still, you need to be clean about it. Tattooing yourself, still wear gloves. Just because it's your blood doesn't mean you can get it all over your hands and then go and touch something else. Like, you know what I mean? Like
contaminate the damn doorknob.
Yeah, dude, you can't be doing that. That's like if anybody walks in and they've got a fucking hangnail and they just so happen to bump it, dude. That's all it takes. Yeah. That's all it takes. And like you gotta know
some weird shit.
Yeah, you gotta have the training in order to make sure that you're doing all the right things so that you keep stuff like that from happening. And when people start tattooing without having done an apprenticeship, that's where that stuff happens. That's how you get fucking a string of hepatitis going on through the city. You know what I mean? Like
you need an apprenticeship.
Yeah. If you want to do it, get an apprenticeship. Go talk to somebody who knows what they're doing and get them to tell you what to do so you can learn how to do it. Yeah. I went through an apprenticeship, man. I had to work at a fucking tattoo shop for 1.5 years without getting paid to learn how to tattoo. It took a lot.
Yeah.
It was not easy. It was not fun.
I think when you go into that world, though, you kind of expect it's going to take a lot to get me there.
I knew full well what it entailed, but that was what I wanted to do. And, dude, I've been to Iraq. Tattooing ain't no problem. You know what I mean? Like,
you was willing
I can handle this, dude. Like, I ain't gonna have nobody hazing me or berating me, but like, you need me to clean the bathroom so you can teach me how to do this? Fuck yeah, I'll go clean the bathroom real quick. It'll be the cleanest goddamn bathroom you've ever seen.
Off.
Yeah.
And that was how it worked, dude, for 1.5 years. That's how it worked. Anytime I was asked to do anything, Had to go and do it. Had to get it taken care of. Run to the store. Go get paper towels. Fucking go get this. Go get that.
But you knew it was going to end too.
Yeah, but I was picking it up along the way, because when I didn't have something to do, I was in the tattoo shop watching everybody else tattoo, and like, oh man, I like this design, I like this composition. You figured that out? Oh man, how did you do this right here? You know, and I just sit there and talk with them while they're tattooing and ask
Soaking
questions and
wisdom.
learn. Yeah, but like, you got to seek that shit out, man. Even if you're an apprentice in there, they're not just going to give the information away. You've got to want it. You've got to bug them about it.
Yeah.
Because like, if
You might have to piss somebody off.
sitting here tattooing to fucking make a living and work. Like, I'm not going to be like, hey, come over here so I can show you how to tattoo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you've got to want it. You've got to be bugging me.
This ain't no doctor's office.
Yeah, dude.
This ain't Baptist. No, my mom had, it's an outpatient surgery. It really wasn't all that much. But the doctor legitimately she had a bit of cancer on her arm, and they cut it out. And then of course they had to do some stitches on the inside and then the outside. And it was very small. It wasn't too bad. So, the main doctor got it quick. Like, I straight up, the nurse didn't even turn around, but she was sitting there talking to me. Right. If it tells you anything, I was able to be in the room.
Right.
But the nurse was chit-chatting with me, and then she heard something, and she goes, see, I told you it'd be quick. I was like, what? And, literally, we've been in this room for, 3 minutes.
Damn.
And, they had got the sumbitch off.
Wow.
And it was, they really needed to go deep. That was the thing. And that's why I thought it would take time, because I felt like, okay, you're digging into somebody, and it's like, no joke, they just cut this shit out of her and took it. And it took them longer to do the stitches, but, the doctor was, forcing the resident to, watch and pay attention to certain things. So I guess it's not like that. You're no, you need to ask questions.
Nobody forcing you to sit there and watch and learn how to tattoo. You want to learn how to tattoo, you gotta fucking figure it out.
Yeah.
You know?
Here's all the information.
Yeah.
We're not going to tell you what to ask.
Here's a room full of people who do for a living what you want to do for a living. Go learn.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just that cut and dry, you know.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
and I feel like sometimes music's that way too, where it's just like if I didn't sit in, bluegrass circles watching people pick, I don't know if I'd be playing music, you know. I really don't. I don't know if I would have stuck it out, because if I didn't see people do something that I was like, whoa, I want to do that. Like if I wouldn't have done that, and I'm sure I bugged so many different musicians just about bullshit, just about stupid shit, where it's just I think this is important, and they're just like, nah, don't worry about that. Focus on this.
Yeah. It's the wrong part of the story. Yeah, but that's how we learn, man. And I'm a self-starter anyway, and that's if there's something I want to learn how to do, I just got a new grill that has an offset smoker on it, and I was like, I want to smoke some meat. So I just did a bunch of reading, man. I just did a bunch of reading and read up about, depending on what the whole idea is, low and slow, and I get that, but how do you do it? What kind of charcoal?
When they say low and slow,
and
what do you
blah.
mean?
So
because I can put it as far in the ground as you want me to. I can make it low. I can forget about it.
But yeah, and so when I want to learn how to do something, I go out and I do a bunch of reading and I figure out how to do it. And tattooing, it was the same way, except you can't just read about it. You've got to talk to people about it. You got to talk to people who know how to tattoo about it.
Yeah. When I'm sure there's a bunch of different perspectives too, because there's not always one way to do something. No. If music has taught me anything, there's not always one way to do something. So I can only imagine that it's just like you're watching tattoo artists contradict themselves, or each other constantly.
Because this guy over here, he does it this way because of this, and this guy over here thinks that's the dumbest thing ever, and he does it this way because of this. But he can think that's the dumbest thing ever, but it works for this guy. So what does this guy really know? You know what I mean?
Who's the one to listen to?
If it's stupid and it works, it's not stupid.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But part of the apprenticeship is getting all that information and then picking the pieces that work for you, and then actually starting to practice and figure out the practical application of that knowledge. And it's quite the
kind of vet those situations,
right?
What's real for you?
Yeah, and then learning about other different types of skin and how the age on the skin changes the way things work, and how
That's interesting.
Yeah, and like the fact that, you know, if they got drunk the night before, the skin's going to act differently, and it's going to bleed more, and it's going to be more spongy, and it's not going to take the ink as well. And
Holy shit!
there's all kinds of.
I think I heard that before.
You
Actually,
never,
yeah.
dude. I
Don't drink before getting a tattoo.
Dude, I had this leg sleeve before I ever started tattooing. I thought I knew something about tattoos. I spent a lot of time getting tattooed before I became a tattoo artist.
Yeah.
But you don't realize how much you don't know about a tattoo until you become a tattoo artist.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's wild.
So,
dude.
so you're real. I mean, are these questions you're asking people? Is like, did you drink last night? Or
Yeah.
like straight up, just
Yeah,
because
like,
you want to know how it reacts.
I don't have to. When I was tattooing, I didn't have to ask. I could tell just by tattooing you if you drank last night. Yeah,
I knew if you was hungover or not.
yeah, I could tell just by tattooing.
That's
you
kinda
how the
cool,
skin
though.
works
You
and shit.
might have like when I was getting my tattoo with you, that might have been something in the paperwork that I had to sign. Or,
Yeah,
or something
there's always
like that.
paperwork you got to
Yeah.
sign, and alcohol is part of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, if could that make a situation worse? Is what?
Yeah.
So if I drink the night before, it could do something to my tattoo.
It could
wrong,
keep
or-
it won't do anything wrong to your tattoo, but it will keep your tattoo from being the best practically applicated tattoo that it could be, because your skin isn't.
It's good to know.
Your skin isn't going to take the ink the way that your fresh sober skin would. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's alcohol has
You
a
think
way
it's
of.
because you're dehydrated, or
It's part of it's being dehydrated. Part of it is the way alcohol absorbs into your body, and like you think about soaking a piece of fruit in alcohol and what it does to that piece of
Oh,
fruit.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and
Makes it potent.
and instead of taking a bath in it, we just drink it. So you're basically like pickling from the inside out.
Yeah.
You know, and through so much of it goes through your body and gets exuded through sweat and your pores. And when you try and tattoo that,
regardless
there's
if
so
it's
much
clean or
there's-
not.
Yeah, there's so much that it will change the way the skin literally reacts and the way it feels under my hand as I tattoo.
That's some scientific shit
Dude,
going into it.
It gets so deep, man, and there's so much to it that your average layman would have no idea about.
Yeah.
And you know, and on top of that, like, people wanting stuff for free and not understanding the limits of what a good tattoo can do, because you can only get so small because the shit spreads over time, you know, and you can only you've got to have black in it. You do nothing but color, then there's no foundation, and it's just going to wash out and look weird. And so
Over
it's
time.
always, you know, you've always got to have black, because once you get a tattoo on, it's permanent. It's never going to go away, but that doesn't mean it's never going to change. It's a living thing. You are a living thing. They're just little
You're gonna
bits of
grow
ink
with
in
it.
your skin, and they move around and they shift and they change, and it's permanent, yes, but that doesn't mean it's going to stay crispy forever.
Yeah, I've seen some awesome color tattoos like day one,
Yeah.
a week in.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen some awesome ones, but it always seems like if you don't have enough black in there, like
Yeah.
in 3 months, it's just gone. Pretty
the
much, it's
whole-
just a blob.
Yeah, and
Like-
the whole thing, like, you know, I can do a tattoo and it can come out looking real nice, but the only thing that's going to keep it looking real nice is how well that person takes care of it after it heals.
Yeah.
Now,
that
when I did Nick's, I used that Sanoderm stuff on you, right? That stuff's a magic, dude, because it takes the client's laziness completely out of it. Because
Really?
yeah, like, what you do is you slap that plastic on there and you straight up leave it for how many? What did I tell you? Like 4 days or something
Something
like
like
that.
that. So you don't have to apply like the
Yeah, you don't
aqua
have to wash it.
or
You don't have
whatever
to
it is.
moisturize it, because people
Yeah.
don't
I've
people
heard
don't
about
do
that.
that as much as they should. And tattoos don't come out looking half as good as they should, because they don't get taken care of the way that they should be.
to heal.
Yeah, when you do that stuff and you're able to leave it on for a long period of time, what you're actually able to do is give the tattoo enough time soaking in its own juices so that it stays moisturized just long enough that skin gets to set. And then after a couple days, you pull that off, and you're not going to mess up your tattoo anymore. You don't have to worry about the healing process. That part of it's done. and it makes it happen faster for you. And then if you do
stay
it
moisturized.
right, yeah, and if you do it right, it comes out looking like Nick's, fucking crispy clean. The blacks are black, the shades are shades, you know, and it looks the way that it's supposed to.
Now, I did have a time trying to get it off when I was like
in the
shower
for sure.
But
I've seen video of. I didn't know that's what it was called, but I've seen video. Of
Saniderm is a brand name of it, but it's basically a plastic film dressing. But it's not plastic. It's plastic-like, but it's not plastic. It's breathable.
Okay,
it's almost like
it's waterproof.
It's almost like putting saran wrap on your.
It's gas permeable, which means oxygen can get in and out because your skin needs to be able to breathe to heal properly. But it doesn't let any of the moisture out. It doesn't let any of your blood or fluid out. So it keeps all that blood or fluid sitting right on top of the tattoo, and that's the absolute best thing for it. Because it's natural. It's your own body's juice. It's not a white lotion you're getting out of a bottle. You know what I mean? Exactly. And it's the best thing for it. When you do it right and you have a tattoo come out looking exactly the way it did when it was first done.
Here, let me.
You know what I mean?
And that's
and that's how that works.
That's how you know what I mean? Well, and I think there were people. I think that's why I saw a video of it, is because there was like people freaking out because they were ending up with a lot of moisture under that thing, and it was almost like a ink pouch or whatever.
Yeah,
it's like, no, that's what it's supposed to do.
That's what it looks like, and
that's what
the
video was saying.
Yeah,
and even then, some people are so dumb. I'll give them the whole spiel, and they'll fucking take it off that night anyway. I'm like, you fucking moron! You're supposed to leave it on there for 4 days or some shit like that, and you didn't do what I told you to, and now your tattoo's fucked.
Yeah.
How dumb are you now? Like,
I can imagine too, like tattooing somebody, and then after like. They walking in 5 days later. This is shitty,
dude. I've gone through 6 and 8 hour tattoos, putting a fucking masterpiece on somebody, dude, and they come back to me 2 weeks later, and it looks like straight garbage because they didn't take care of it. And I'm like,
and they're pissed at you.
Yeah, they want to know what's fucking wrong with my tattoo. I'm like, it's on a moron. That's what's wrong.
I can understand.
You didn't
where
fucking
that
do what I told you to. You didn't follow fucking instructions. It's not fucking hard, dude. I even gave you the paper on it that had them written out, dude. It's not that hard. And you went home and ruined it.
No wonder Eric quit tattooing.
Yeah, man, so frustrating.
Well, I could see where that would get extremely frustrating.
Yeah, man.
Just because, and it's because they emotionally and really feel like you're liable, and it's just like, no, you just had some simple fuck. Well, I mean, like Steph's didn't do anything. I think she was putting something on it, but I'll have you look at it. But she did have a spot towards the top.
Right.
I think it was near the top, the peak of the moon, where there was going to be a heavy black line.
Right.
And I think it like scabbed there, but it didn't leave a scar or nothing. It seemed, it healed fine, but it's just like, if you can avoid that, if you can avoid every little bit of something happening. And that Saniderm
does it, man, because
why wouldn't you just leave it in for
on there,
4 days?
Yeah, you're guaranteed to not need a scab. You're not going to peel because it's all sits right there. And when you take this off, anything that's going to peel is going to come off when you take that off, and then you've got a fresh new tattoo that you don't have to worry about anymore.
Just out of curiosity, if a place doesn't use that, is there a way you could get it, like after you get a tattoo and then put it on?
You can order it for yourself.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was like a wholesale thing or
Amazon.
If it was like Amazon awesomeness.
Yeah, because that's where I used to get it. That's where I used to get it for sometimes when I needed it for my clients. You know what I mean? Because like once I found out how this shit worked, dude, I didn't do anything else because it cuts down on everything, dude. Yeah. It doesn't matter, it doesn't matter what the client does. You can
unless they just take it off.
Yeah, dude, you get a fresh tattoo and you don't have that stuff on there and you've got to wash and moisturize it all the time, dude, and you have a dog.
Oh yeah.
And that dog gets in bed with you.
Mm-hmm. Luckily, ours didn't get in bed with us.
But you got that stuff on there. Doesn't matter, dude. It's not even going to seep under your sheets. Yeah. Your clothes aren't going to stick to you. It's just
fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's the best.
The technology.
It is the best thing ever for a tattoo. For anything skin related, really, dude. Like, it's great.
The technology is insane. Y'all just need to let your if your tattoo artist tells you to do something, fucking do it.
Pay attention and listen to them. Do what they tell you.
It will make your art so much better.
It will all be over soon.
So and that's the thing is you've got to be patient for 4 days to a week. Like, come on. You can do that.
And you've already got the tattoo.
You just paid a bunch of fucking money.
Yeah.
Like, why would you fuck it up that bad? Anyways, should we move into legit or shit?
Do it.
Legit or shit? I've got.
yeah.
I really have to take a piss, and I would really like to smoke a cigarette. What is legit or shit?
Well, it's if you want to go take a piss, we're almost done.
Okay, well,
So if you if you need to go use the
I do have
bathroom,
to piss.
go on ahead.
All right.
It's right across the hall, and we're going to talk about something real quick, and then we'll finish up, and then you can get your nicotine in. So unfortunately, nobody left us any mail for Nick.
Nobody loves me.
Nobody loves Nick.
Ugh.
What? So Nick, if okay, so I'm gonna place it here again. It's getdisarranged@gmail.com, and you, I mean, you could send whatever you want to. Like that's the perk to this.
I even said on the last cast it could be like, a dick pic. Just warn me first.
It's free time to talk to us. That's the thing is you can actually be part of this cast. And I know there's Patreon perks that we have that are monetary. And this is an opportunity for y'all to be a part of this in a bigger way. And I know we want to get as many of you on the podcast as we can, because we just find people interesting. But this is an easy way to do it. This to get your questions in, or if there's something you want us to discuss, whatever it is. Mail time with Nick. We need to make a thing, people. So that's getdisarranged@gmail.com. You see that face? Did you see that? You see this face?
The face of a dude that wants to answer questions.
So, anyway, also had a little bit of trending, if I can say that, trending on Twitter, and that's another little segment that is kind of a time thing. Like if you want to, let's say we don't have anything to talk about, it just gives us something to talk about. But I do want to mention one thing before we get into legit or shit because of that. And that's that Paul Sorvino died.
I saw that.
Paul Savino?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Which fucking sucks. So I just wanted to kind
This year
of...
has not been kind to the Goodfellas cast.
No,
really
it's not
hasn't.
been good to the Goodfellas cast. So I just wanted to mention that out there, and also to
R.I.P.
we want to keep the families in our thoughts and prayers, or whatever we do at the end of the night to make ourselves feel better. So think about those people, keep them in your thoughts. And legit or shit. So legit or shit, do you know what legit or shit is?
I think I might have just figured it out just now, actually.
Yeah. So it's our version of like fact or fiction
Fact or
sort of
crap.
thing.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, fact or crap.
Yeah.
And so basically, I'm just gonna give y'all some weird statements, or I try to be as weird with it as possible.
Nice. Okay.
Because I want it to be like the ones that are true. I want them to be completely unbelievable, and vice versa.
Nice.
So
Sweet.
Don't
Let's see
be,
what you got.
Don't be surprised if something is ridiculous.
I
Like,
can't wait. This is gonna be good.
It's either came out of my ridiculous mind, or it is a true fact.
We should do this Bizarro style sometime. Like one of the casts, like you should, be a guy that answers or tries to
shit.
figure it out. I find
Yeah.
the facts, or
Well, then,
whatever.
yeah, maybe that's what we'll do in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So we'll have mail time with Nick and legit or shit with Nick. Or it might be more interesting to. Never mind. We'll just do we'll just do it with you. So, anyways, I'm gonna start here. And this one's actually a easy one, so this might be my softball just to get y'all in there. The Guinness Book of World Records was created to settle a bar argument. Legit or shit?
Going with shit.
I'll say legit.
It is legit. Ding, ding, ding. I need to get a theme song for legit or shit. And I thought about doing it myself just because, and I know with you having the gigs and stuff, but we need a legit or shit theme song, and I need a buzzer. I need a buzzer and like a score counter.
That would be
But
great.
anyway, so it is legit. So the official origin story for the Guinness Book of World Records. We all know what the Guinness Book of World Records is. It is that it was used to settle an argument over whether the golden plover, I don't know if I'm saying that right, the golden plover or the red grouse is the fastest game bird in Europe. It's the plover. But it's two birds. You can go look. Maybe I'll put them up here. Yeah. So here's the two birds. This is the one that won. But one of the people arguing that was Hugh Beaver, a managing director of the Guinness Brewery. Noted the answer was hard to find in reference books, so he started the Guinness Book of World Records to settle it.
Nice.
So that it was literally over a bar bet.
Smooth.
Yeah, that's a way to go. That's a way to go.
Like
that. If you drop normal silly putty, so just we know what silly putty is, right? It comes in those little eggs. You can get them from the dollar store or whatever. If you drop normal silly putty from a great height, it will splat so wide that it can cover an entire sidewalk square. Legit or shit?
Wait, you dropped it from a building, you said?
Yeah, from like the top of a building. A great height. I'm thinking the top of a building. Like,
I'm gonna say that
when it
shit.
says that.
It'll splatter.
I'm gonna say that shit.
Yeah, so it'll splat so wide that
I'm gonna
it'll
go shit,
cover a whole
too.
square. It is shit. Can't get away with that one. So, silly putty, we all know what it is.
Ooh, I found your buzzer.
They both got it right.
Nice.
I might clip that out. Just the very almost train sound, like tiny train sound.
Yeah, tiny little train whistle.
Cool.
I wonder what key that's in.
That's kind of cool,
Sounded
though.
like C sharp.
Yeah, he probably knows. He's got the ears for it. I can't do that shit.
Yeah, I can't do that shit either.
It's a non-Newtonian fluid, which means that it sometimes acts as a liquid and sometimes acts as a solid. So if it's dropped from a great height, it actually shatters.
Oh,
Interesting.
wow.
Yeah, it completely shatters. So basically, and the way I tried to think about this when I was like, this can't be real. But have you ever pulled on silly putty really fucking hard? It just kind of like,
Yeah, you can
like
break it.
Yeah, that's what
I haven't
happens.
played with silly putty in so long.
Yeah,
Like,
so I
since
mean,
was
if you
a kid.
stretch it slow, it just kind of does its thing. But
Jinx.
if you pull it, I owe you a drink. If you do it really hard though, it just breaks. I love this one. This one's my favorite. So I was either the smartest man in the world or this is actually legit. 1 teaspoon of a neutron star is equal to the weight of about 9 pyramids of Giza. Legit or shit?
Well, I have
to repeat
no
that?
idea what a neutron star is. So,
I'm gonna say legit.
yeah, I'm gonna say legit too. Actually,
It is shit. I'm getting good. Nah, this one was one I edited. So, it's actually about 900 pyramids of Giza. So a neutron star is just an incredibly dense star. They're very small, about 12.5 miles in diameter,
And very heavy.
but are about 1.5 times the mass of Earth's sun. So just a sugar cube of, this was the little quote given, just a sugar cube of a neutron star matter would weigh about 100 million tons on Earth, according to National Geographic.
next to your mom. So
Next to your mom.
Next to your mom.
My mom. You're bitchy. And the last one, or no, we got 2 more. Sorry. So did y'all both say legit on that one?
Yes.
So I think
I've got 2 right.
I think he's ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's head by 1.
Ooh, he's ahead by 1, Nick. What are you gonna do? France's last execution. Or no, I'm sorry. France's last executed person by guillotine. I'm reading this all wrong. Sorry, people. It's my dyslexia. France's last executed the last person by guillotine as recently as the same year that Star Wars: A New Hope came out. Legit or shit?
I know that one to be true.
Well,
That one's
gosh,
legit.
he's so certain. I'm gonna say legit too.
It is legit.
Yeah.
Going
It's
with
like
the safe
77,
answer,
wasn't it?
Nick.
It was 1977 or something.
Yep, you're right. So the first Star Wars movie was released on May 25th of 77, and the last person executed by guillotine in France was, pardon me if I'm saying this wrong, Hamida Djandoubi. Djandoubi. It's probably just Djandoubi. On September 10th of 1977, he was the last person to be legally executed by beheading in the Western world, and the last person to be legally executed in the European Union. So, last man. Last one. This one's my favorite, and unfortunately, now that I know your military background, you probably can call this one too. So, a bear that fought with Poland in World War II was promoted to the rank of corporal. Legit or shit?
A bear that fought with Poland?
Yep, in World War II was promoted to the rank of corporal.
That's shit.
That's what I was going to say, so yeah, shit.
It's legit.
Is it really?
It is legit. His name was Wojtek the Soldier Bear. He was released from a prison camp in Siberia only to be picked up in Iran by Allied forces. A Polish army looked after him, and he helped out with the war effort moving ammunition during Battle of Monte Cassino in Italy. I think I'm saying that right?
No, probably not.
Cassino.
Man.
It's two S's.
Just
Cassino.
Just imagine you're in combat. You're thinking you're about to, shoot a dude from the other side, and all of a sudden a bear just comes out of nowhere
Well, I
and
mean,
fucking attacks
we've been using animals for pulling plows and shit for farms. We've used elephants in warfare. Why in the fuck can't a bear carry some ammunition up a hill? Because I'm too fucking tired because I've been fighting for 4 fucking days.
Yeah, no.
But it's cool that they made him a corporal in Poland. That's fucking cool. So anyways, that was legit or shit, and I'm pretty sure Eric won that one. So
I did.
Congrats.
You're the man, sir.
One of these days, right now it's just bragging rights. One of these days I'm gonna have like a belt or a trophy or something that I need to present as a gift. Because Nick, I think you've only won like 2 of these.
What can I say? I'm not very knowledgeable.
But you typically get close though. That's the thing. I think towards the end you were following too much. You should have just went against.
But Eric just
if I'm gonna tie,
Eric just exudes confidence.
Yeah.
Thank you,
I
man.
just
I
wanted to
tried.
be.
You were on
I
it,
just
though.
wanted to be like him.
Oh, you're a sweetheart.
So that's pretty much our show. So we want you to definitely, like I said, get disarranged at gmail.com. If you want Nick to read your shit, you got to send it to us.
Or you can send money too. I mean,
Yeah.
whatever.
Or you
wanna
can
do.
Patreon.
I'll share my Venmo with you. Or
Yeah,
Hey,
and
you
send,
just give somebody money. Give
and
Eric
send
some
him
money
some
too.
new dad jokes, please.
Yeah, if I could
Please.
deliver my dad jokes better. That one was not one of my best deliveries. Last week,
It's not my finest moment.
I think the best one was during the Danny Kerr.
Yeah.
When I got him with decent.
You know what? I got a dad joke for you. I just thought
Oh,
of this
okay.
one.
Let's hear it.
Okay.
I want
What's
it.
an exterminator's favorite sound or song?
Song. Oh no, I can't get it. It's not coming quick enough, and that's how I know. There's just no way. Is it?
Nothing?
It's not Spider-Man. Like Spider-Man.
No.
Okay. What is it?
It's the Pink Panther theme song. Dead end. Dead end.
Oh, fuck me. That was so good.
Dead end. Dead
Good
end.
one.
No, I really like this. There's this dad that keeps going to their neighbor's
Right.
Ring camera,
Yeah.
and he'll just like pop up, do some dances, and then he'll leave them with a dad joke, and then he goes, "Until tomorrow," and then he just leaves, and that's the whole thing. But like they're not home or anything. God, this shit's so funny.
And I've got one other
I'm bringing
one
you
that
back
I
your
know.
ladder.
I've got one other one that I know.
Oh, shit.
You're
Give it
American when
to
you
us.
walk into the bathroom. And you're American when you walk out of the bathroom. What are you in the bathroom?
European. I got
go.
that one. I got that one. European. I like that one though. But anyway, so yeah, and check below. I don't know if there's any in particular socials you want everybody to have. I know
We'll put Ready, Set,
Facebook.
Radio.
Well, we'll put Ready Set Radio up there and call it a day.
Yeah, okay.
All right,
So Ready Set Radio, and that's mostly Facebook. Is that what
Yeah, no, we've got our own website, ReadySetRadio.com.
Oh yeah. ReadySetRadio.com. I'll
they're
put it
also
here.
on TikTok,
And Facebook,
TikTok?
and I believe
Instagram, maybe.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm really bad.
We're not great with
social
the
media,
keeping
but
up with the social medias either, but
It's so hard,
if,
man.
If you can get it all at the website. Go to the website.
Yeah, just go to the
ReadySetRadio.com.
website.
Yeah.
Ready Set. I'm putting it right here, right now. So ReadySetRadio.com. And how hard was it to get that domain? You didn't have to.
It wasn't hard to get the domain, but we have been through some shit over that domain already.
Over the dominium. Yeah. Okay. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Hey, as long as you purchased it, it's yours.
It is.
Just keep it. That's the thing. I need to invest all my money in domain names.
Yeah.
There you go.
I need to do.
But I want to say, just personally, I mean, I've obviously known you for a while now, and you're really good friend. But definitely thank you for your service.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and learning that. Yeah,
Appreciate
and
it.
we appreciate it. You're a hell of a lot braver than I. That's what I tell everybody, because I would be useless.
Yeah.
I would be absolutely useless.
Yeah.
And thank you for this awesome tattoo.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I'm
and the
glad it
tag.
looks so good, dude. That thing is it looks just as good as when we did it, man.
Yeah. It's because of that. I mean, not only Easy Grace, because I kept the wrap on
Yeah, the
people.
wrap,
He
Kept
man.
the
more than
wrap
4
on.
days.
Come
Listen
on.
to your tattoo artists.
Listen to them.
And
They
tip
know
your
best.
tip your waitresses.
And tip-
waiters. I mean,
And
servers.
tip everyone.
Tip
Tip
the staff.
everyone you know. Tip the cows.
Give your money to people, damn it.
Yeah.
So obviously, we'll see you on the Facebook page. That's I think that's just called or is it the
The
Disarrangement?
Disarrangement
So
podcast.
remember, we are on the Facebook page. I've slacked off on the Twitter page, so if y'all don't find us there,
Fired.
then it's probably not a big deal. I'm keeping the Twitter page to look legit. That's what I'm doing. And also Patreon. So if you want that, we've already had some malfunctions today. Like, come on, come on. How was that headset, by the way?
It worked.
Did it work good?
Yeah, it
Okay.
worked good.
Okay, so it's been in and out. So like I've had 2 people say that there were problems, and so it's worked good for you. I wonder if it was my rearrangement of a cable.
There is something wrong in here. There's some kind of static that comes through with that.
There it is. There it
Yeah.
is. We need new headphones.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. You don't have to give us our money. Just listen. Have fun. Send Nick some stuff for the next episode. And is there anything else we need to add to this?
I believe it's it.
I believe that's it. So it's been 2 weeks. We'll see you in 2 more. Have a great evening, guys or ladies or whoever you are and whenever you're listening to this. And yeah.
I am Cornholio. Need TP for my bunghole. Are you threatening my bunghole?
Stop threatening me.
Aren't they coming out with a new movie?
It's out. It's been out.
Prepare to get disarranged.